in a way, I've been taking my time with this, really just taking my time with it, man. Like trying my best to just watch it with this unbiased eye, right? Not to take anything personal, because it gets personal sometimes, right? When somebody wastes your time like that, makes you wait 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, you know what I mean? It's really a spit in the face of the fans.
Right.
Especially his fan base that's just out there, standing in there, in the building, standing outside, hoping to see this guy. And he just has, he has no respect for their time, right? And or their loyalty or what they're doing, right? Like people like me and you are kind of like holding him to the fire a little bit at times. So, make us wait. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck us.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, make us
we
wait.
don't count. Right.
Yeah, we don't count. But to his actual fans, it's like, damn, bro.
Right.
Like, and that's why I don't understand why people just get so upset when we just try to hold him accountable for what he's doing. It's like he's doing it to you.
Right.
He's doing it to you. He ain't doing it to us. So, I mean, he's doing it to us too, because we're fans. We're watching as well on the same level. But like I said, we don't deserve as much grace and mercy as you guys do. I feel bad for you guys because we really like kind of deserve it sometimes, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. It's expected because we hold them accountable.
Right. So, you might have some smoke with us, some issue with us. You might feel like, being petty with us and whatever. We know that's part of the game, but the fans who, support him day in, day out, who go against people like us, I'm saying, go into the comment sections, play, the DMs, you know what I mean? They just commit to like fighting for you. You make them wait outside. It's winter time in New York. You know what I'm saying? And you got them outside, and to the point where they don't even know if you're going to show up. And then when you pull up, you don't do nothing but do a quick interview, walk past them while they screaming. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just like I always compare it to. It's just like that girl, whose boyfriend is just, putting a legitimate foot in her ass, but she's there. Years ago, she's there. You know what I mean? And what do you say to her? You know what I mean? It is what it is. Love is love.
Yeah, it's very diabolical. Like, bro, and again, right? It just goes to show he didn't want to. They controlled the atmosphere with the media workout that he did, the private one, right? Then he goes to this one. They can't control the questions and the atmosphere,
right?
Because it's boxing media there,
right? He don't want to speak.
Right. So then he just walks out.
Yeah. And, once again, it shows that the bridge isn't burned completely, right? The bridge isn't burned. But this is not a happy. This is not a. I mean, I don't know how else to take it, right? Like, there's a part of me that wants to say, okay, he is happy because he doesn't need none of this to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell there's like a relief from him. Like, I'm not going to work these things the way I used to work them anymore. The question for people like me is always going to be like, why? Why aren't you working them like you used to? It doesn't seem like there's going to be a benefit for it as far as turnout. We'll see. Like I said, on Saturday, and I guess maybe Monday or Tuesday when the results come out as far as like numbers and things of that nature, maybe he legitimately has a fan base who doesn't need any respect, who doesn't need any, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a Democratic leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to do nothing for these people. I owe these people nothing, and they're still gonna show up and support me. And I'll show you better than I can tell you, right, Blue? I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. You think I'm fronting? Okay, watch this.
Right.
Nothing. I'm gonna give them nothing.
Right.
And watch how they deal with it.
Right. And it's like, bro, I just don't understand how you can justify that.
As a fan, right?
Yeah. Algernon Brown said he did sign mad autographs.
Okay.
What does that have to do? That's what you're supposed to do, brother.
You're there.
What's Philly talk? You're supposed to do that.
So who is the lack of accountability for? Who is it? Who is the I don't care about your time. I'm not giving you a workout. I'm not who is that for? Who's that message? Because there's a message there, right? Who's that message for? If somebody could help clarify it in the chat, who's he speaking to? Is he speaking to me in blue? Because I've been inside my crib chilling in the heat. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't out there, so I missed that message. I wasn't there. So who's that message for? Who needs to understand that he don't have to answer to nobody? Who's he communicating that to? Is it you, Blue? Were you out there in the cold? Were you out there? So okay. I mean, you probably missed it. You probably supposed to be there, right? But that message is for some people. There's a message in the disrespect, right? In the lack of accountability. Like, I'm not showing up. The one he did in New York, 4 hours late, 4 hours. Then he showed up with attitude and cussed out a whole bunch of media members, right? That he interviewed with. This one, 2 hours late, he signed some autographs. Shout out to Algernon Brown. You know what I mean? That's good to know. He signed some autographs there, but promptly left. Promptly gave about a minute and 5 seconds of talking to the representative of Showtime, or excuse me, of Amazon and the PBC. Then got up in his car and left in his pink sweatpants. I got a diabolical text message here from a friend of mine. I guess they sent this picture. I don't know where this picture came from. I'll put it on the screen real quick here. Hold on, right here. It's right here. Look at this. So I don't know if you've seen this one, but so they got it.
I can't see it. Turn it sideways. Turn it sideways.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. And now enlarge the screen. Now make the picture bigger. Yeah. Oh, you got to drag. No, you went the wrong way. Yeah.
Hold on, let me just do it like look at it. All right. I want to show you something here. This is Tank leaving the facility, right? And look what that text. Can you read that text message that the guy said, or what he wrote under it?
No.
It says, Tank stay stylish, even if he don't try. LOL. Well, now we're gonna hope that was a female. We're gonna hope that was a female. Wow. You know what I mean? Who saw him? But yeah, bro, right? On his way out the door, going to his car, didn't give you nothing. But his fans are just loyal to the soil, bro. Loyal to the soil, right? Like, there's nothing this man can do outside of physically assaulting one of them to sway their loyalty.
Right.
And that might not be enough, because that might literally be like, yo, Tank hit me today in my face, bro. It was crazy. He really did. Like, I don't know how you would react to it. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe getting punched in the face by a professional boxer that you're a fan of is actually like an autograph, right? Like a shiner, maybe. I don't know how you would deal with it, but we're dealing with an extreme hypocrisy out here. And once again, holding him accountable, you know, I'm sure we're hating. I know we're hating, you know what I mean? I'm sure we're hating, right? We're hating. But it is what it is, man.
And, you know what I mean? Here's the thing. And salute to the boxing plug, L Dub Boxing. And salute to Algernon Brown, brother, in the super chat. He said, nah, that was super unprofessional. Right. And Algernon Brown said, he said this, right, Clay? And I want to attest to this too. He said, I just think he is over the media hype. And so I'm glad you said that, right, Algernon Brown? Because I want to say this, right, Clay? Why are you over the media hype? Because now they're holding you accountable at this stage in your career, and you know the question is going to be about, when are you going to fight these guys that you said that you was going to fight? Mm-hmm. What are you mad at them for? You said you was going to fight these people. And we know right now, Stephen Espinosa himself says, Tank don't want to fight this level of fighters anymore. Mm-hmm. So from now on, it's going to be nothing but the biggest names, the Ryans, the Shakurs, etc. Which means that they know and they agree that this is not the highest level. And they also know, when you look at Vegas odds, Clay, 25-1, Vegas don't respect the fight. Vegas don't respect it. Steven Espinosa, Clay, if I'm a fighter and you are my manager, promoter, whatever, right? And you do an interview and you like, listen, this is the last time Blue is going to fight this level of fighters. From now on, it's going to be the upper level. What does that say, Clay? That even you think that this is a level below the biggest level.
Right.
Which means, and then mention Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. The Ryans and the Shakurs. Which means they understand that that's a level above, and there's no slight and disrespect. And I hate that we have to do this, but we have to tell the truth. Above Lamont Roach. And it's because, does Lamont Roach have talent? No doubt, Clay. But he's still unproven. If Lamont Roach, Clay, had beaten O'Shaquie Foster after Hector Garcia and then beaten Emmanuel Navarrete, right? We would be more like, all right, he's a unified champion.
Right.
He just he rectified that loss that he had with Jamel Herring and that draw on his resume. Right? He's coming to his own. Okay, let's see what he could do. But even when you watch the Hector Garcia fight, right? It was an extremely close fight. And we talk about Hector Garcia, that we talk about this all the time, right? When it comes to Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. When we talking about Kell Brook, well, Kell Brook was injured before he fought Errol Spence, right? We always talk about these things, right? Tank had knocked out Hector and broke his eye.
Right.
He broke his eye. And that was, he came off of that fight into this fight.
Right.
HTP, the only one, said Shakur outpriced. Where did Shakur outprice himself? Please stop saying that. That sounds silly. That sounds silly.
That's just not true, bro. That's, I mean, frankly, bro, I don't even want to like hit HTP, the only brother, man. Let me ask you a question, HTP. If that's not true, then what? You know what I'm saying? Because I start to believe that you guys say certain things because those things are important to be true, right? Like the perspective, you know what I'm saying, on the situation, that these things need to be true. Like that's why you guys are saying it, right? Like when they were saying that Tank, you know, that Tank sent Shakur an offer, that was based around the fact that you needed that to be true, right? Because A, if it's true, then Shakur ducked him. B, it also kind of helps you deal with the fact that, you know, you don't want to believe that Tank didn't send him an offer, right? Because you believe that if you believe what we believe, that if he didn't send him an offer, then, you know, the fight didn't happen because of him, right? You expect him to send the offer. So he must have sent the offer. You're going to believe he did. And the only reasonable thing to believe after the fact that he sent the offer is that Shakur must have priced himself out. Like you got this storyline that you put together in order to put some real good context to what it looks like it is. My question's always, so what if he didn't send the offer? But what if he didn't send the offer? What does that mean? I would love to know, like, if he didn't. I know he did, because you guys, I get that. I'm asking, in a make-believe world where he didn't send the offer, what does that mean then? I don't know. If it isn't true, I'm wrong. What are you wrong about, the HTP, that he didn't pass up on the fight? Or are you wrong about everything that's the whole narrative that's been connected to the story at this point, which basically paints Shakur Stevenson in the corner as a duck?
Right. And where's this that he sent Shakur off and Shakur priced himself out? Where?
Yeah, it's just not true. It's not. It's nowhere. It's made up. You legitimately made it up. You legitimately have no evidence whatsoever that he priced himself out. You have nothing to back that up.
Right.
Zero.
You just flat out just said, hey, right, Shakur priced himself out. How?
Right. You don't have a number to attach to the claim. You don't have a video to reference. You don't have a piece of literature that was written, an article. You have nothing. You got it because you are in an echo chamber in a room with a bunch of other people with similar ideals as yourself that started this rumor up, and you're echo chambering something that you have nothing at all sustenance to offer us as or do it. I'm not searching it up. Why should I search it up when I got you here? You know where it was at. Put the link in the chat. You search it up. Why would I search something up like that?
And here's the wild part about it is that he says that Shakur wanted a more fight deal, right? So here's the thing. The thing is that Shakur did a 2-fight deal with Matchroom. So how much more did he want from them? And furthermore, when Shakur became a free agent, when it came to Devin Haney, y'all all said that Devin Haney should have signed with the PBC to get the Tank fight. Right. So now you're saying that Shakur wanted a multi-fight deal with PBC, and now he's pricing himself out. Which one is it? Devin Haney should have signed with PBC so he could get the fight. Terrence Crawford needed to sign with the PBC to get the Canelo, to the Errol Spence fight. But now you saying Shakur, look at this contradiction, Clay. Now the word is that because Stephen Espinosa said this. So now Stephen Espinosa says Shakur wanted a multi-fight deal. Well, ain't that what y'all asked the fighters to do? Hey, come sign with Al, and then he fight you. So he tried to sign with Al and the PBC, and then if they didn't want to sign him to a multi-fight deal, then he goes with Eddie Hearn, and y'all like, see, he signed with Eddie Hearn. Which one is it?
But Blue, how about this?
Tank and these fans, y'all allow these people to make you look absolutely silly.
100%. How about this one, Blue? What?
Hold on. Anthony Sheffield said he don't sell.
Okay.
Anyway. Lamont Roach sells?
It is what it is, right? But let me ask you this, Blue, right? And anybody in the chat, feel free to respond to this. Who has the PBC signed to a 1-fight deal, a multi-fight deal, any fight deal since they left Showtime?
Right.
So you have no evidence that they've even been in the market to sign people. You've got Shakur Stevenson, who is telling you that didn't happen. Who's outside of you not liking Shakur Stevenson? What evidence do you have that Stephen Espinosa is accurately telling you what actually happened between Shakur Stevenson and the PBC? Keep in mind that that Stephen Espinosa, I don't even know at this moment if he's legitimately employed by the PBC, as he's communicated that he just is in the works and just currently representing some of the interests. Like, he always makes it look like he's very surface level with anything he does with the PBC. And in fact, there's been rumors around that he's been shopping his services out to DAZN. I've even heard rumors of BLK Prime being contacted by him. So that doesn't sound like somebody who's got a job, right? That doesn't sound like somebody who's secure in his position. That seems like somebody who's looking for stability. I refuse to believe, and I hope you guys aren't trying to tell me that BLK Prime could potentially offer him a paycheck that's competitive with what the PBC is paying him, right? That he's sitting out here trying to weigh out his options that way. But you have Shakur Stevenson, who's the only fighter, the only person in this conversation who is promptly responding to any accusations put out there, right? Stephen Espinosa said one thing. He showed up before the sun went down on Twitter and said, that's a lie. That's not what happened. You watch and rewatch what Stephen Espinosa said. He word salad that guy. What do I mean by that? He said, well, yeah, man, Shakur Stevenson was out looking for a multi-fight deal. So, we were only willing to offer him a single fight deal. That's how he answered the question. Well, I'll tell you what, Shakur Stevenson made it public, and he was out shopping for deals. Anybody who was thinking about working with Shakur Stevenson knew that he was looking for a multi-fight deal, right? They knew that. So knowing that, and knowing you're not going to offer him that you're only going to offer him a single fight deal, I guess we can go ahead and tell you what we know and allow simple-minded people to fill in the space, right? To go ahead and fill it in and be like, oh, snap. So you guys will offer him a deal and he only wanted a single deal? So he didn't take the fight because you wouldn't offer him a full deal? Yeah, what you said. Yeah, what you said. And then he walks away and gets away with the word salad, right? Not to mention that he's a lawyer. If you guys don't know anything about lawyers, if they're not sworn into some sort of court, they'll tell you anything in order to control the situation. So he lets you know that he was aware of what Shakur Stevenson was looking for in order to make a deal with the PBC. He made you aware that they weren't willing and they weren't offering multi-fight deals, not just to Shakur, not based on his sellability, but they weren't offering deals to nobody, not Jaron Boots Ennis, not Jaleel Hackett, right? Not none of those fighters as well that also went over to the Matchroom. They weren't offering multi-fight deals to anybody. So therefore, by process of elimination, a deal couldn't be struck with Shakur Stevenson on a single deal level because Shakur Stevenson was currently looking for a multi-fight deal. That does not translate into an offer being made to Shakur Stevenson that he turned down. That, by the way, he adamantly has denied. Right. And nobody has contested him. Steven Espinosa didn't put a tweet out and go, you're lying, Shakur. We did send you a deal and I have the proof. Gervonta didn't contest him and say, oh, yeah, we sent him a deal, man. He rejected. He wasn't even aware about what Steven Espinosa said. He himself is riding on the back of the narrative that Steven Espinosa put out there to be like, oh, light bulb, you guys did offer him a deal? Oh, man, yeah, we offered him a deal. He doesn't even know if they offered Shakur Stevenson a deal. But here you guys in echo chamber going all the way across the boxing space to every platform that will give you an ear saying that this man ducked an offer.
Right. Which is, like you said, Leonard Ellaby didn't say they offered Shakur a deal. Leonard Ellaby said now wasn't the time.
Yeah.
So where does this come from? Dewan T, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. He said, why would we put Tank in a position where we can't do what we do? Calvin Ford voice. Right. That's what he said. Cameron Fields, peace blessings, the queen. She's in the building, dropping that Cinco. This in the super chat. No need to lurk in the shadows watching. Step in the light and smash the like button. Say it again, queen. Say it again. Say it again, queen. The queen, Calia World, is in the building. Peace and blessings, queen. How you feeling today?
Peace to the queen. Peace to the queen.
Jay Lynn, the queen, she's in the building. How you feeling today? Salute, my brother Swift 718 is Brooklyn in the house without a doubt. Yeah. Opponents in the stupid chat. They mad at us, but we just want to see the best matchups. These fans celebrate underachieving to the point that I question even having a conversation with them. Even if you a Tank fan, you don't want to see him in the best fights. Exactly, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm a huge Deion Sanders fan, right? I'm a huge Jerry Rice fan. Boy, when Deion came to the Niners, I was torn, Clay, because I'm like, I know we're going to get this Super Bowl, but in the same token, I'm like, dang, now I ain't going to see them go against each other. Now, when he left, I was cool with it, but I wasn't cool because he went to the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But still in all, I wanted to see Deion versus Jerry Rice.
Right. You want to see that matchup.
That matchup, Clay. When Jerry Rice played against other teams and the best corner wasn't on them, I'm like, bro, what are we doing? And I'm rooting for the Niners. But I just want to see Rice take that corner to school. Because
they're great dance partners.
Because they're great.
The best dance partners. That's why. The competitiveness that you wanted to see in the sport, you knew you was missing out. As much as it was good to have him there, you were missing out on the competitive part of the sport that you love to see. And you factored that in as well. So as much joy as you had for acquiring such a talent. You like, damn, bruh.
Right. Now I'm not gonna. I'm handicapped to seeing the matchup. Clay, in football terms, Darrelle Revis, that 1 year he had that checklist of every receiver that arguably catapulted him into the Hall of Fame. That 1 year, where he was like matched up against Terrell Owens, check. Matched up against Randy Moss, check. Matched up against Ocho Cinco, check. Matched up again, and then remember he had the stats on the side of it.
Right.
2 catches for 30 yards. You know what I'm saying? That created Revis Island. That created so much buzz, right?
Hell yeah.
You just wanted to see the Jets. You're not even a Jets fan no more, right?
It wasn't, I'm a Jets fan. It had nothing to do with
being a Jets fan. It had now, you wanted to see Revis. Hey, bro, the 9 is on. I'm like, hold on, the Jets is playing the Patriots? That means I'm going to see Revis and Randy Moss?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Bro, I'm going back and forth from the 9 and the Jet game just to see the matchup.
That's a fact. And bringing that full circle, right?
Right.
That's the importance of matchmaking. And that translates into boxing in the realest way, right? These fights are only as good as the fights are only good as your favorite fighter's opponent. Without the opponent, your favorite fighter is not giving you the fight you could be getting. You don't know what it feels like because you haven't seen him in the fight yet. I always hope that in the spirit of truth, that when you do get the fight, if you ever do get the fight, that you'll use hindsight to see what you was missing out on, and you don't forget the people that was pushing for it the whole time and knew that it was going to look like that. Right? I hope that hindsight will and truth will have you with some integrity be like, damn, we ain't never seen Tank before. We finally just saw him.
Right.
Like, yeah, bro. So this is what his own trainer, Calvin Ford, has been communicating to you guys. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm looking for that right fighter to push that button. You ain't even seen what Tank
say
can
that
do.
Again, please.
Right? When Calvin said that as a boxing fan, not as Tank's trainer, as a boxing fan, he communicated to the space and said, man, I just hope that we get a fighter who can push those buttons, man, because y'all don't even know. Y'all ain't even seen what Tank can do yet. Not even a percentage of what he can do.
Right.
Well, coach, what's it going to take for us to see that? It's going to take that right dance partner, that right fighter to bring it out of him.
Right. Push that button.
Push that button. That's what he said. Maybe that's why he's not the head trainer now. Maybe he said too much.
Right.
You know? Maybe he said too much.
And Clay, another thing is what it did was, right, back to the Revis point, right? Is remember it lifted the whole league, because now we started comparing that gave fame and notoriety to Nasi Amdawa. That lifted Antonio Cromartie, because we started comparing everybody to Revis Island. Now Namdi on the West Coast, Revis on the East Coast. We like, hey, what's Namdi doing over there? How many touchdowns he gave up? It lifted the whole spirit.
Yeah.
This year, right? When you look at the situation, when you had Saquon Barkley do what he do, now you was paying attention to old boy in Baltimore doing his numbers.
Right.
Right? So you want to see the best versus the best because it uplifts everything.
Facts.
When Floyd fought, right, they always put Floyd and Pacquiao somewhere close to each other. For what? Reason being, Clay, was because when Floyd fought, it was like, all right, who Pacquiao fighting?
Right.
You watch Pacquiao just because you wanted to see if they was eventually going to fight.
Right.
In the meantime, they still fought other great fighters. We just was like, bro, they not fighting each other. But they still gave us Cotto, Canelo, Marquez. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's all we're saying. So when if Steven Espinosa himself is saying this is the last time he fighting this level of fighter, well, what is this level of fighter then? He's contesting to what we're talking about.
Yeah, man.
He's giving credence to what we're saying, isn't he, Clay?
100%. 100%.
Let's get these super chats off. Robert Chandler, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Honest in the super chat. He said, in your opinion, when Tank says Shakur is easy work, Keyshawn is super easy. From his eyes, why do you think his views Keyshawn as the easier fight? Lack of experience, but he don't believe that, because if he actually believed that, then he would be making the fight happen. Instead, in return, he's telling us that what have they done? Who they beat? But you fighting Lamont Roach.
Yeah, and then he followed that statement up that he said with Lamont Roach is the challenge. You know?
Right.
So he just lost all credibility in the conversation, just let you know what the narrative was going to be with him. I saw somebody also put in here, I feel like it was Mag797, who says, and y'all think the right fighter is Shakur. Well, look, man, sometimes all you got is the data, right? All you got is the experts' opinions, right? The experts in the game. The experts, the pugilists in this game that boxing holds as the truth sayers in the game across the board. Forget about me and Blue, right? But when you look at the Paulie Malignaggi's, the Timothy Bradley's, like, I don't know who you look to, but I find it hard to believe you'll find anybody that you look to outside of your circle, professionals that you look to, that would disagree that Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis is the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest fight that can be made today outside of a Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, right? So that's your closest shot, right? So at the end of the day, the only way you're going to really get the answer to that question that you put up there, Mag 7, is for the fight to happen, right? But you don't hear them saying Lamont Roach, right? You're not saying Lamont Roach. The point is very simple. We don't have the answers as to whether or not Shakur is going to check the boxes. But I think when you watch and you pay attention, he's definitely checks the boxes right now as somebody who is worth the shot at seeing them fight. And most people feel like that's what it is. But I'll never understand at the same time why you guys would discredit or break down or push Tank away from a great fight that at a minimum will show the world how great he is, just because of where they have Shakur Stevenson ranked in the conversation. So that just helps him out. If it's that much easier, then the fight should happen even faster, right? But I mean, I hope that, I mean, there was a question that you put there, or a statement that you put on there, that whether or not I think Shakur is the one. You don't know who the one is, right? But most, and I'm saying well over 90% of the boxing pugilists in the space who speak on this sport from a professional expert level, from a firsthand level, are going to put Shakur Stevenson as the number one guy who can check those boxes. So what do you get out of discrediting it and saying you don't need to see the fight as a fan?
Right. And then furthermore, again, Steven Espinosa said this level of fighter. Then he compared Shakur to a higher level. And any real boxing fan knows that Shakur by far would be the best fighter on his resume if he fought him today. By far. And again, we don't know how the fight itself will play out. Right, Clay? We just simply
just throw the link in there, HTP. So everybody can see. Just put a link in there. Everybody can watch it as they see fit, bro. You can't put the video up here anyway.
Damn heated. Salute to Algernon Brown, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. On this in the super chat. He said, "Blue, I'm surprised you were not in the building today. It was at Gleason's in the town. Will you be at the fight?" No, and I didn't go because I knew it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, so put the link in there, HTP. Put the link.
Everybody stood there and got what out of it? Nothing.
Yeah, bro.
Nothing. Ty Money, what's up?
I don't know what else to say to HCP, man. I'm just going to have to let you just, I don't know.
It's Robert Chandler. It's just not like, bro, to go, bro. You know what it takes, the traffic to go over to Gleason's and all of that, and the traffic to get back home, bro. To stand there and he says nothing, and Lamont Roach says what he already been saying 10,000 times. What did we get out of it?
You know what I mean?
What questions was answered? One question was answered. We know Calvin ain't the head trainer, right?
What? I'm all leave it at that. God bless. I'm what? Yeah. Another. Yeah, man. Waste of time, bro.
Yeah. So to again, at the end of the day, right? We Ray Davis, what's up, family? Salute.
Salute, Ray. What's good, family?
We know no, I'm not gonna be at the fight. Me and Clay gonna cover the fight, as I always do. I don't go to the fights no more. I don't go to the fights no more. I don't go to the fights in Vegas. I don't do that. I cover the fight. I do the live streams with the fights. I don't go to the fights anymore. I go to fight week if it's worth it, but I don't go to the fights anymore. Margarita, the queen, the beautiful queen, she's in the building in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Honest in the super chat. Good job, boo blood. Peace and blessings, queen. Appreciate you. Much love to you, queen. Much love. Right? So it's just we don't get anything. It gotta be worth, like, y'all want me to go there and get some information, some footage, I'm with that. But it gotta be worth me going there and getting it. What is it for?
Right.
I would have liked to talk to Gary Russell, the Russells, and El Rayo.
Right.
I would have liked to do that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, bro, I knew that Tank wasn't gonna answer no questions. I knew that already. What more can Lamont Roach say? He's the only one talking. Yeah. He's saying the same thing. What else could he say? Like, we gonna forever be questioning. We gonna be questioning forever what, what he's gonna do until he actually does it. You know what I'm saying, Clay? Like, so Clay, like, if Lamont Roach wanted to come on here right now, right? What could we ask him? There's nothing intriguing until he actually fights. Like, we it's the same question. Like, bro, what makes you at the end of the day, Clay? Everybody continues to ask him what makes, in a roundabout way, what makes you think you could beat Tank? That's it. That's all.
I can get that from the other interviews.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point in time, really, there's nothing else that you can ask him, Lamont Roach, right? And when you talk to Tank, there's nothing that you could talk to Tank about, really. Like, Tank not talking to the media, I don't even have a problem with that. Reason being is because it's going to be redundant anyway. Right? When you sit down and talk to Clay, if we had Tank on right now, we ain't gonna want to talk to him about Lamont Roach. The questions we're gonna be aiming at is, who you gonna call out next? Because we are boxing fans, and boxing produces instant gratification, right? We like to know what you're gonna do next, right? When Floyd signed to fight Robert Guerrero, we like, hey, bro, when you gonna fight this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even fight Robert Guerrero yet. That's a bad habit us as fans and media have. We look to the future. So I'm not opposed to when fighters say, hey, bro, I'm focused on this fight. Who just did that? I just saw somebody who did an interview I was just watching, and they was like, hey, bro, we could talk about that when I get there. I was literally just watching an interview, and they was like, "Hey, bro, I can't answer that question until this fight is over. I'm focused on right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it was Boots. Boots interview, right? And dude kept asking him about Virgil Ortiz again, because that's how we are as boxing fans. It was the Boots interview, and the dude kept asking Boots about Virgil Ortiz, Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Bro, I'm focused on Stanionis." Like, yo, the dude was like, "Are you gonna fight Brian Norman next? Are you gonna fight Mario Barrios?" Right? And again, we're all guilty of that, right, Clay?
Exactly,
bro. That's our focal point, especially when it's not the fight that we're clamoring for. If it's a fight that we want to see, right? We expect Boots to be. I'm pretty sure 90% of the boxing world think Boots is going to be Stanionis, right? So, there's no history, there's no there's no rivalry and animosity. So it's like, all right, you're gonna fight Brian Norman? You know what I'm saying? So it just, and drop the bombs on Miss Rain. She's in the building. She said we missed 240 likes. Queen, I got so tired of saying it, like I don't even say it no more. But I will say this: everybody, take a second, take a moment, and go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain channel. The link is pinned up in the chat. Click the link, go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain channel. Once again, click the link and subscribe to Claymore Rain's channel. The link is pinned up right there in the chat. If you like what I'm putting down, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're gonna love what he's putting down. So go and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain's channel. The link is pinned up in the chat. All you got to do is click the link. It's a couple of clicks. Hit the subscribe button, hit the all button, double click back, and you'll be right back here. Right. So take the time out to click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain channel. Boxing Expert said, will Pillow Fist get whooped by Tank leftovers? See, Boxing Expert, this is why I tell boxing fans, they should really, really, really watch what they say, because they make fools of themselves. Now, you just said Tank's leftovers. But isn't Tank fighting Shakur's leftovers? Because Shakur beat Jamel Herring, who beat Lamont Roach.
Right. Boxing Expert, who you want to see Tank fight? Who would you like to see Tank fight? Who do you think would be a good fight? Who do you think would be a better fight than Shakur? Who would you rather see Tank fight? Boxing Expert, who are you interested in Tank fighting, though? I know who you're not interested in seeing him fight. Who would you like to see him fight? You want to see him fight an aged-out Loma, okay?
So you want to see him fight Lomachenko
with a bad back?
What?
Can't even fight. Can't even compete.
So Lomachenko is ducking now, right? You said Loma, but he's ducking. What's ironic about that is, did you know Tank said Loma is not ducking? He's doing the same thing I do?
100%.
So now, do you agree with that? You said Loma's ducking, but Tank said Loma's not ducking. He's doing the same thing I be doing. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
KB,
I mean,
brother,
at least he said something. Most of y'all say dumb stuff like, I don't care. I just want to see Tank fight. That's what most of y'all say. So at least Boxing Expert had somebody that he put on there. Yeah. I can respect it.
And again, I'm with you, Boxing Expert. I want to see him fight Loma. I ain't opposed to that. I wanted that fight too.
Right. He said, according to him, that'd be T.O. and Devin's leftovers.
100%. Right. Right. So you want him to fight T.O. and Devin Haney's leftovers, Lomachenko? He said Loma ain't stopping.
Devin or T.O.
Loma ain't stopping. Bro, y'all just say the silliest, the most dumbest things in the world. Y'all say the dumbest things in the world. So since you don't stop him, that means he's not leftovers? Man, y'all just say the dumbest things in the world.
Yeah, man.
4K, what's up? But and Lamont Roach said that he softened up Jamel Herring for Shakur Stevenson. Like, bro. Did you heard when he said that, Clay?
What happened?
He said
softened him up.
Yeah, he said he softened him up. He took everything out of Jamel Herring by the time he fought Shakur.
It is what it is, man. I don't go back and forth with a lot of these dudes, man. I just entertain one every now and then. I'll ask a quick question just to kind of see where your mind's at, but I'm not gonna argue with you. I just can't do it no more, man.
Lamont Roach said that.
Oh, that's what he said for Shakur?
Yeah, Lamont.
But he talking crap because he want to fight Shakur. You want to fight Shakur?
He
said he want to unify. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he said
a little trash.
He said on Breakfast Club, he said that Jamel Herring wasn't the same guy. Had already took everything out of him by the time Shakur fought him. He wasn't the same guy.
Okay. Well, who you gonna be when Shakur fights you? If you beat Tank, are you gonna beat Tank?
That's an uphill battle, bro.
I don't know, man. Get through Tank, man. Get through Tank, and that talk gonna be good talk at that point. At this point, you kind of spreading yourself thin. And considering Shakur said he rooting for you, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Salute KB in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on into the super chat. To me, Tank is all talk. Fight who he needs to fight. Key Shakur Devin and shut up with the BS. Put the fight on and stop ducking.
Mm-hmm.
That's how every fan should feel.
Right.
That's how every boxing fan should feel. Hey, bro, put the fight on.
Right. Put that Schofield clip up that Biz. Did you see that? By the way, did y'all see Biz give his reaction to Tank coming out there and seeing Lamont Roach? Did you hear what he predicted as far as how the fight's gonna go? He said Lamont Roach, he's predicting, and I mean, he's not a future teller, but I know y'all jumped on me crazy yesterday for just keeping it real with what I saw. He said he's going to get knocked out early and violently. That's what he said. Based off what he saw. He could be wrong, I could be wrong. But I wasn't, barking at the moon, bro. I was just giving you my real assessment of how I see it. He can feel free to debunk what I think it's going to be and shock the world. Please feel free to do that. Don't allow my little opinion, to move it one way or another. But I'm just giving you my true assessment of what I see.
Right. And like Biz said his feet are stuck in sand. That's what we said yesterday.
Exactly. That he stands right there. He doesn't move. He tries to catch the punches and so he can respond. He stands in and he tries to catch them. He tries to catch the shots so he can keep his position, so he can sit on his punches and hit you with power. Right.
He tries to punch in between your punches.
Right.
When you looked at especially when he fighting the southpaw. When he fought Hector Garcia, he was catching the left hook, bang, and trying to throw his own left hook. And that's what me and Clay was saying yesterday.
Trying to tell you.
That he stands in the pocket. But again, Clay, it don't matter because they're gonna just say Biz is hating too. Yeah, that's all they're gonna say. Kamani, peace and bless, Queen. How you feeling today?
Salute 4K.
4K, what up, nephew? Maya Egypt, peace and bless, Queen. How you feeling today? Yeah, they just gonna say, "Oh, Biz is a hater too."
Oh yeah, Biz says it all the time. Biz says that he don't even like talking about Tank at all, not even a little bit. He said he just talk about the fight real quick, but he doesn't because the fans have him so like, disenchanted. He's just like, you guys be attacking the Tank fans. The Tank fans is diabolical, man. I'm telling you, there's a certain respect I give the Tank fans because they're so loyal, right? And I'll be honest with you, when I see him make y'all wait out there for 2 hours or 4 hours, I'll legitimately be feeling bad and be thinking like somebody should tell him like, yo, do you know how these guys go to bat for you out here? Do you know how much they hold you down out here? Why would you make them stand out in the cold for 4 hours, for 2 hours? You know what I'm saying? To see you, bro. You should show up for these guys. These guys don't put no pressure on you to fight nobody. They ready to attack anybody who says anything negative your way. But I don't think you should make them wait outside for 2.5 hours and then just do a quick little minute and a half, talk with an interview and then walk out the building and sign some paperwork sign some autographs on your way out the door while you're trying to make it to the back of your car with all your security around you, around your fans. I don't know.
Algernon Brown, he said Biz also said Tank would knock out Shakur, and that's justifiable.
Right, for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
he very well might.
Yeah, I mean, bruh, without a doubt.
Right.
That's why. But I'm just saying that Lamont Roach will be out inside of 6. Well, I said it inside of 5, right? But inside of 6, I could be wrong. But trust me, I'm not just hating. I'm giving you like my real assessment. Like I don't, unless he fights differently. And what you saw in the media workouts today, that man was catching shots. Like we said, he's standing square, flat-footed, not on his toes, catching shots, throwing counters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to work out well for him.
In the media workout, right, Clay?
Right. That's what he was doing. That's what
he was practicing. He was practicing exactly what we've been saying.
So if he does something different from that, then it'll be a better fight. Right. Or if maybe the way he's fighting is the right way, and maybe he clips Tank and shows us that, like Tank said about that deceiving power, maybe we'll see it. You know what I mean? And maybe, everything's possible, right? A puncher's chance is always there. Timing is everything. You can hit him right on the button on that chin. Beep. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of power if you're hitting him right on that spot to put him down. But like I said, just on the surface level, reading it, I'm just calling it the way it looks like.
Right.
We'll see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, it's again, we calling it based off of styles make fights, right?
Right.
And just the style matchup, the openings that he presents, as you said yesterday, when you said if he fights how he's been fighting, how you study him to fight, then he's going to get clipped and knocked out early. And it's understandable what you said, because if you study the fight and look how he fights, he's out of anybody that Tank has ever fought outside of Rolly, he gonna give you opportunities in the pocket. Yeah. Kate, different breed, peace of bless, queen. Hey, your shoulders is impressive, queen. I'm trying to get my joints. Like
every time I see this girl on here, I feel so bad. I look away like, oh my God, bro, her again. Shout out to you though. Okay, you definitely didn't breathe.
Your shoulders is impressive, man. I'm
put me to shame.
On them. Yeah, she put mine to shame, bro. Shoulders is impressive.
Yeah, bro.
Guillermo Maldonado, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. I want to in the super chat. Man, I respect Ryan Garcia more than Tank. He at least wants all the smoke and fights them all. I'm low-key betting on Roach for the upset. The odds is scary. It's crazy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I think it's worth, if you got 100 to throw away, I think it's worth putting 100 on there because the flip is diabolical. You know what I'm saying? Like, F it. You know what I mean? Look at it. I'd rather you put I'm not going to say it. Let me not hate. But I'm just saying, the 100 might spend better than the 80.
Oh, Clay, they gonna come after you now.
I know, right?
Oh, Clay is out there. What's on two-tone? Oh, you out there talking about the fire stick boys?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. They coming after you now, Clay.
Yeah, bro. I know. I stuttered on. I didn't want to say, because I really don't be trying to hate, man. I'm just trying to be honest, man. Just call it for what it is, man. It ain't personal, bro. But
right.
It's just not worth. It's not worth the point. The price point is doesn't represent the value.
T Bugs, what's up, family? My brother 8K Crowder, what's up, family? West Philly Tall, what up? Mag 7 Life, did Shakur ever fight a A-level guy? Just asking. Did Tank?
Once again, arguing for a fight not to happen.
Right. And furthermore, yes, he fought 2 world champions. He unified the belts. Don't know if you know, but Oscar Valdez was considered top 15 pound for pound best fighters in the world, and had knocked out Miguel Berchelt in dramatic fashion, and Shakur unified the belts. Don't know if he was aware of that.
Nah, man.
See, maybe you don't know how Oscar Valdez. See, if you actually watch boxing, you would know how Oscar Valdez was perceived before Shakur beat him. But you don't.
Yeah.
Oscar Valdez was considered that guy. Look what he did to Miguel Berchelt. Brutally knocking out Miguel Berchelt as the underdog, then beating Robson Casasio, and then losing to Shakur Stevenson in dominant fashion.
It is what it is, man.
And you would know, and you would know if you knew who Miguel Berchelt was at the time as well, because Miguel Berchelt was considered in many people top 10 pound for pound best fighters in the world before Oscar Valdez knocked him out. And everybody thought that Oscar Valdez was going to get smooth KO'd by Miguel Berchelt when he moved up in weight.
Big facts.
So, therefore, you should do your homework.
Yeah,
you should definitely do your homework.
I mean, if for Lamont Roach, right? For Lamont Roach, and please, guys in the chat, outside of just hating on, or pushing back at us questioning the legitimacy of this fight, share with us on what I'm about to bring up here. What have you seen Lamont Roach do in his career stylistically using a make-believe fantasy triangle theory, an approach that you see effective, that's going to work on Tank? Not only work on Tank as far as a victory is concerned, but work on Tank to take him to a decision. And that being said, if you can't come up with an answer for that, then that means we're going to have to see Lamont Roach be extra special, right? Like, he's going to have to show us wrinkles to his game he's never shown us before. Wrinkles to his game that, like Calvin said about Tank, only the right opponent could bring out of him, right? So you'll have to see something you never saw from him before in order for him to beat Tank or make this a 12-round fight. But if there is a performance that you remember him having that looks like he can manifest into a 12-round or victory against Tank Davis, share that. Share that. Give me an example. Give me something to hold on to. Let's make this a competitive fight. Let's make this a great fight. Sell this fight. Help your guy Tank out to sell more pay-per-views by selling how competitive this fight is right now. Let me know. I don't know. You know what I mean? We'll wait, of course.
He said Blue just said Valdez was a champion. Lamont Roach is champion too. Lamont Roach is not top 10, not top 15 in anybody's pound for pound list.
Lamont Roach won a split decision, and I'm not trying to devalue anything, but he won a split decision with Hector Garcia after he put Hector Garcia down in the 12th round. Is it fair to argue that without him putting him down, that he may not even have won that fight, that he won that fight in that last round?
Right. If he didn't put him down in 12th, he would have lost.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. You know? I mean, I don't know, guys.
Man, I'm so disappointed in Rayo saying he lost so much respect in Jose Benavidez Sr. That was nasty work.
They got some toxic thing going on, bro. And I'm telling you, I think a percentage of that, and I'm telling you that did you see the visceral energy he had in his face and in his tone when he spoke on it? He's dead ass upset with him. I'm telling you, I think this Gary Antoine Russell is a response. I think this Gary Antoine Russell has a little bit to do with Jose Benavidez Sr. Not the matchup necessarily, like he put the matchup together, but I think we're gonna find out after this match is done. This guy got a feeling that Rayo is as a PBC fighter may not be he might be. We'll see. We'll see. As the story unfolds, hindsight will be way better. But I think I think Jose Benavidez is part of this Gary Antoine Russell situation because he was supposed to be in a rematch with Isak Pitbull Cruz, and you saw Isak conveniently enough against Angel Fierro on David Benavidez's undercard, and now you see Gary, because that would have been a big bag of money for Rayo for that rematch. That was going to be a big rematch. That fight stole the show damn near on that Riyadh card. That'd have been a big payday for him. He's not on that card. He didn't get to compete with him, and now he has to fight Gary Antoine Russell, who just came off of a loss to Alberto Puello. He came off of a loss in another sanctioning body where he was competing for a belt, and then he got fast forwarded up to be a WBA title.
Yo, Clay, and is a fight, the co-main event overplay?
Yeah,
that's diabolical, Clay. And he's the co-main over player.
Yeah. Gary got a blessing, bro. I think Gary's getting used a little bit, but it's working in his benefit as well. Even Gary, to be honest with you, the Russells were kind of like, okay, but I think even they felt like it was a little like, damn. Gary even said, I was looking for the rematch against Puello. I was looking to get a tune-up fight or build-up fight to get me back in the status so I can go. That was the only fight he wanted was Alberto Puello. But the PBC all of a sudden was like, nah, man, we got something better for you. We're going to put you in a championship fight. He was like, bet, say less. And I'm telling you, it looks like Rayo, if you see the way Rayo's face looked when he talked about Jose Benavidez, that was the look of that guy effed me over. That's what the look said. The look was a look of he effed me over.
Right.
F that guy, bro. I have lost all respect for him, which means I was leaving him, but I didn't lose respect for him there. I was just leaving him. What he did afterwards, disgusting, bro. I ain't playing with that dude no more. He petty. That's what he said when he said he was disgusted with him. You seen it in his face, bro.
All in his face, Clay. I'm like, it to me, it's like, man, it's bothersome because I like both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's
me too.
It's like, bro, I got nothing but respect for Senior. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know what their relationship is, what happened, what didn't happen. I'm not aware of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's their personal relationship. You know what I mean? But man, it just hurt to see it. The Queen, Kate Different Breed, she said, Rayo looking sharp. Yeah, Queen, I'm so interested in this fight.
Yes.
I'm so intrigued. Yeah, let's talk about this fight, Clay, because I'm so intrigued because when you look at Rayo's win against Isaac Cruz, right? Mm-hmm. I thought he dominated that fight. But not only that, I thought that if he didn't get knocked out by Edwin De Los Santos, it looked like he was the better fighter, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he got clipped, right? And he never recovered. And so with that said, it's like, if he didn't lose to Edwin De Los Santos, I thought he beat Chris Colbert, right?
100%.
Both times. Yeah, both times.
Clearly the second time, right?
Clearly second time. But if he didn't lose that fight against Edwin De Los Santos, what's the conversation like with Rayo? You know
Rayo's
what I'm saying? Like,
an up-and-coming star. He's an up-and-coming. He's up-and-coming, definitely.
Do they even make this fight? Like, if he had beaten Edwin De Los Santos and he beat Chris Colbert, right? And he beat Isaac Cruz the way he did, do they even make this fight? It's more than likely him and Tank, right?
It would seem that would be the fight that would be put together, right? Like, I don't think Gary Antoine was anywhere on the radar of a fight for Rayo Venezuela. Nowhere near the radar. Something made that fight make sense to the matchmakers at the PBC.
Out of nowhere.
And that's something that I personally have not let go under the radar. I've always shined light on it to say, like, it didn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense right now. It doesn't make any sense. Clearly, Riya was supposed to be fighting Isak Pitbull Cruz. If not Isak Pitbull Cruz, then at least somebody else in the WBA rankings. Gary wasn't there. Right now, I think Gary's number 4 there. He wasn't there when this fight was made. It didn't make any sense. He was competing in the WBC. He was aiming to fight against Devin Haney. He was aiming to make those fights. He wanted to get that interim title. And looking back at it, he took that loss. He was supposed to get, all he thought about was, he didn't say, you know what, I'm going to try my luck over here. He's like, nah, I want to get my win back off of Alberto Puello. He had WBC ambitions. Rayo Venezuela WBA title was not in this man. He was not trying to do it. He's just making the best. He's like, F it. I mean, I know he's very confident he could beat Rayo. I think a lot of people have him favored over Rayo. I think I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? That he's going to take that win. But it's a move that just didn't make no sense. And whenever you see something that's done that don't make no sense, there's something behind it. You know what I'm saying? Something that, you know what I mean? There's something behind it. When you see something that just don't make no sense, the dots ain't connecting, something's behind it. It don't make sense. Why? When you got to sit here and try to figure it out, that lets you know that something is unnatural about it, not organic about it, And then you see Rayo really just, having these issues with Jose Benavidez. And I'm telling you guys know, believe me, the rematch, that the reason supposedly why Rayo couldn't fight Tank was because of this rematch clause he had with Isak. If you guys remember, that was the reason behind it. Yeah, I do, but I got a rematch clause. I got to fight Isak.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What happened? Yeah, they can paint the picture and tell you Isak Cruz chose not to take the fight. He doesn't. Mm-hmm. Isak Cruz doesn't give me those vibes of somebody who's going to pass on a rematch that he said he wanted already. He activated the rematch. Then changed his mind. Why did he change his mind? Was he spoken to? Hey, man, go ahead over here, man. Take this fight with Angel Fierro, big fight. We're going to put you on this card. Just trust me. We'll get you together. But what about my rematch? He wants to be a champion. He wants a shot to fight the guy who beat him. The same way he's been chasing Tank around for a rematch that he wants. It's the same way with Rayo. It doesn't go with his character that he would duck him.
Right. He for sure didn't duck Isaac Cruz.
No.
Right.
He couldn't. They made it look like Isaac ducked him, but I don't see Isak doing that. Now, Isak did say he didn't want to fight Shakur, but he gave his reasons about the action and the movement. But Rayo didn't offer him that. Like, he felt like he can get Rayo. He wanted that rematch.
And he thought he won.
Right.
You let him tell it. He think he won.
Right. But on top of that, Blue, even if he did say, I don't want to fight Rayo, where did Gary Antoine come from? There's still other fighters, you know what I'm saying, at 140 pounds in a WBA sanctioned body that made more sense than Gary. Gary came off of a loss in a title eliminator. Why was he put in there?
Right. To immediately get a title opportunity immediately afterwards.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, man.
Salute the dog fight in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on into the super chat. He says, salute to the best boxing channel. Peace and blessings, great brothers. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, dog fight. Much love, family.
Appreciate you, family.
That's much love. Keon, what's up, family? Tariq Reed, my brother in the super chat. Much love. Much love, family. Much love. Key said, nah, they said it was because Tank wanted them to come down to 135 after he just had won the title 140. So they said no, they didn't want to go back down on a short notice. Robert Garcia said that. Yeah, they did say that.
They did say that, but that is what Robert Garcia said. I remember that.
Right,
but they were also running around. The rumor was that he had a rematch clause with Isak Pitbull Cruz. That a lot of people were saying that.
Right. That he had to honor that rematch.
That's what they were trying to say, that's what it was. A lot of content creators, a lot of people were speaking on it, but 100% Robert Garcia said the short notice thing wasn't going to happen because I'm going to even add to it and say that they knew that they were going to have to hit Isak Cruz, that they were going to have to get Isak Cruz to back away from the rematch clause to make that fight happen with Tank, which I'm sure they would have made happen, right? But I agree though. The reality was he wasn't willing to come down to 135. But Isak Cruz, it was well known across the space that Isak Cruz wanted to fight was going to activate the rematch with Ryo. That's what everybody thought until they saw, to be honest with you, until they saw Isak Cruz on the card to fight Angel Fierro. When they put it out there, they were like, hold up. That's when it came out. That's when it was announced. Like, what happened with Ryo? Oh, yeah, well, what happened? Isak passed on it. Everybody thought it was going to be Isak and Ryo again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until you saw the card come out. At least me. I didn't hear nobody talking about it until I saw that card drop, but it is what it is.
Right. Exactly. And they didn't want to it's like, bro, we ain't going down there and fighting on short notice at 135 to drain ourselves. They refused to do that.
He could have had a lot of fights at 140. He could have fought Jermaine. He could have fought Ken Sims Jr. He could have fought Jack Catterall. He could have fought Rolly Romero again. He could have fought Oscar Duarte. You know what I'm saying? There were fights there for him to make. The Rolly Romero fight would have been a money fight. That's PBC. That would have worked with Rolly Romero versus Raul Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Like, these fights would have been money. Gary Antoine got thrown from left field, bro. Gary Antoine is the hardest fight, I think, you know what I'm saying, for him right now. Like, why would they do that to him?
Yeah, it just don't make sense. Like, and the crazy part about it is, it's not even like they've been trying to get Gary opportunities, because they had him on the show.
Right.
So it wasn't like that they was trying to build him up, or we could be like, oh, they've been trying to put Gary in this position, because they wasn't trying to give him opportunities.
Right. Yeah, he is. Ville, I think. Ville. Antoine is a PBC fighter, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't make sense that Ryo had such a great performance. Some people might say it's a spiteful thing for the PBC to do. How about that? Some people might say that, right? Like, damn, bro, you give him Gary Antoine? He just became champion. You don't want to build him up a little bit, let him get some wins with the title, set him up in some unifications to fight maybe at Alberto Puello, maybe him and Richard Hitchens make a big fight, maybe a unification with him and Tiafimo, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to build him up a little bit. You want to just throw Gary off of a loss. You feel like the best thing to do is take him off of a loss and throw him at Ryo Venezuela. Some people might consider it spiteful.
Right.
Ryo could consider it spiteful on the low. He could just consider it like, is that a big money fight? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Has Gary been promoted and made into a big money fighter? Has you know what I mean? What was, I don't know. It just, the dots ain't connecting. It is what it is.
Look at Marcos. Man, some people, boxing fans, are just slow.
You're talking like it's slow. A foregone conclusion. Ryo by KO. No, I'm not saying that. Damn it, man. Why y'all so hard? Why y'all like that, bro? I'm not. Of course, Ryo can win this fight. He's gotten better. This is a 50-50 fight. This isn't about Ryo losing necessarily. This is about strategy and styles of fights and matchmaking, and why are matches being made the way they are. I mean, you just probably just can't wrap your mind around it. So I'm not going to really try to force feed you nothing you ain't ready to digest. You know what I mean? Right. But no, bro, I'll keep it simple with you and just say nobody's hating on Ryo or think Ryo can't win this fight. That's not what it is. And I'll leave it there.
The point is not if Ryo can or can't win. The point is, yeah, Monty Viss, it just gets annoying, bro. It's like, bro, like, man, it just gets so annoying, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why
annoying. Nobody said that Ryo don't stand a chance. We're saying, why was he thrown? We're not saying Ryo. We're saying, how did Gary Antoine Russell get thrown in this equation out of nowhere?
Right.
When Ryo was supposed to have a rematch. This is an extremely tough fight for Ryo.
Right. It didn't have to be that way.
Right.
That's all.
The same thing we said to Pitbull Cruz. That why did you fight in such a tough fight in your first title defense against Ryo?
Right.
How did that come about? So we're asking the question, how did Gary Antoine Russell, who just come off of a loss, who didn't avenge the loss,
right,
immediately get the opportunity to fight Ryo for Ryo's belt? Right? No, you didn't. It's not your opinion. Please stop. I can't stand when y'all try to insult our intelligence. you came here talking about is biased. That's what you said. You said it's biased because we not giving Ryo an opportunity. That's not an opinion. You said y'all being biased because y'all not giving Ryo an opportunity because you favor Ryo to win. You said Ryo is Mexican. Don't forget he's Mexican. He could take a punch. You said that. Ain't nobody being biased. Paying attention is free. The most free, expensive thing in the world. And clearly you did none of that because you the one that's biased. The first thing you threw out was race. Oh, he's Mexican. What the hell him being Mexican have to do with it? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. It's how about this? It's a high risk, low reward fight for Ryo. For the work he's done, this is very high risk, low reward. Salute, Cheese.
And we seen El Rayo get knocked out. And whether I thought he beat Chris Colbert or not, he was in a close fight with Chris Colbert. The first fight.
First time. Yeah.
So nobody's being biased. We're saying, how did this opportunity present itself suddenly for Ryo out of nowhere?
Right. So Marcos, you saying that the way I was talking favored Ryo whatsoever, didn't favor, because this wasn't about Ryo's ability to fight Gary. This was about a fight that is very high in risk because of Gary Antoine's skill set and very low in reward. So when what does Ryo gain by beating a Gary Antoine who just came off of a loss to Alberto Puello? There's no reward there. You know what I'm saying? There's only risk there. There's only him risking everything to lose his belt against somebody who just came off of a loss to take his belt. The matchmaking, the strategy is weird to see them do that. It looks spiteful. It looks like something Bob Arum would do to
right, like they punish
a fighter leaving.
Like they punishing him. And furthermore, Clay, it's like, even if that was the case, wouldn't that be your opinion? Didn't you just say
right?
That, hey, I can't have an opinion. So if Clay feel like Ryo don't stand a chance against Gary, wouldn't that be his opinion?
That part too.
How would that be biased? You just said, Blue's mad because I had an opinion. But if Clay's opinion, which wasn't his opinion, that's not what he said. But if that was his outlook, wouldn't that be his opinion? And shouldn't you respect it? Like you just said, it's just your opinion. This is why I say stop. The worst thing you could do is insult my intelligence.
Thank you, Mr. Wayne. That's all I'm saying. It looks spiteful. It doesn't make sense. It's what Bob Arum. It's what Bob Arum would do and has been known to do with his fighters that are getting ready to leave with belts. He tries to get the belts taken off of them by matching them up with hard fights right before they leave.
Salute my brother Charles Edward Cheese in the building, in the super chat, dropping that hundo. All this in the super chat. Salute, Cheese.
100%, man.
Nick James, salute to the chocolate queen, making 50% of the queens of the ring. She's in the building. Drop the bombs on the Clay.
Salute to the queen.
He said, wait a minute. Who got Blue raising his voice and whatnot?
They can cheat with them diabolical numbers.
Look, they go cheese with that. I had a feeling he was going to do that. I had a feeling he was going to do that.
Crazy, bro.
Yo, L Dub, salute to the boxing plug in the building. Drop the bombs on the L Dub, the boxing plug. Yeah, we love it too, L Dub. We're just talking about where Ryo was focused on rematching Isaac Cruz or and defending his title against Isaac Cruz in a rematch to prove that it wasn't a fluke. Because remember, Isaac Cruz and his team and people were saying he lost, so on and so forth. Riya was saying that it wasn't a fluke. He wanted to prove that, or the Tank fight. But he said later on, and he not coming down to 135 on short notice. So we're saying Isaac Cruz wanted to fight. Riya wanted to fight. So we're saying how out of the blue, all of a sudden, it did a 360, and now we get Antoine Russell, and Riya looks annoyed by something. Like, not that he didn't want to fight, or not that we don't want to fight. He just looks annoyed, like he's like something happened in this situation. You see what Cheese did, Clay?
Yeah, he closed out the $99.17 and made it $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
diabolical, bro.
Yo, that's diabolical, man.
That's crazy, bro.
Diabolical. Salute my brother, Charles Edward.
Just give him the hundo. Just make it a hundo, bro. It's a hundo.
It's just
bro.
a hundo. Dropping that. Oh, that's in the super chat.
You gonna look diabolical trying
That's
to
diabolical.
$1.83.
Yeah. Yo, that's bizarre. Salute the Cheese dropping that $1.83 on us in the super chat.
Yeah. He said, I forgot that money on the floor. My bad. I found it. Here you go. Here's the $1.83, bro. Couldn't find it at first.
Yo, $1.83 is wild. I don't even know how you type that in.
Yeah, how do you type that in? Because
when I do super chats, it don't even give me that option. It's
like I gotta slide the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like 5, 10, 15. Like it don't even give you 15. If 5, 10, go to 20. Yeah. 20, then 50, then 100.
Let me see something here.
But yeah, Clay. So but again, I'm intrigued.
Oh no, you could type it in there. You could double tap over the numbers and type whatever you want.
Oh, you could?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because I always wondered. I'm like, how do people put $7? Because I always thought like they must be in a different country.
Right.
Like that's the
you
only
can type
way
it right. You could type it right in there.
Yeah, because I always like, how you put $7? I'm like, they must be in a different country.
Yeah, man, it is what it is.
But this fight is
this is a great fight. This is a fan-friendly fight. This is a fight for the fans. And honestly, you know what I'm saying, it puts some value on the card, because the card is it's a weak card. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm reluctant to say certain things. I know what people are going to go with it, but I am getting used to it. Don't worry. In a minute, I'm just not going to care no more. But I do care a little bit. I don't like to look like I'm hating, but the card is not a the price point doesn't represent the value of the card. The card is just not like that. But this fight put some perspective on it. Gary Antoine Russell versus Riya put some perspective on it, but I think this would be a better headliner for a free card. You feel me? Like if they would have took Gary and Riya and gave them their own card, that'd have been good. You know, that'd have been great. But listen, Riya could definitely win this fight. He's definitely still a puncher. He's clearly a great boxer who can move around. He said it, you know what I'm saying? I could box, I could punch. He's shown many facets and many wrinkles to his game. He's ready for the challenge, right? Like he's going to take this fight. And Gary is Gary, right? And Gary's going to go in his bag and show us some boxing where he fell short. Against Alberto Puello, which is he was trying to push his will and beat a knockout puncher and just kept chasing for the knockout when he should have been winning rounds. He's going to show the guy who beat Jerome Boots Ennis in the amateurs 3 times, the guy who beat Richardson Hitchens in the amateurs 3 times, boxers that he beat in the amateurs, point scoring systems to where knockouts wasn't the gold, bigger gloves, you know what I'm saying, shorter rounds. He beat these guys boxing. And he's going to have an opportunity to bring that and showcase that and mix it up. Boxing, punching, like, Gary's is going to be a fighter. I think that Alberto Puello fight might have humbled him and recalibrated him to a degree to where we might see the best Gary Russell we ever seen, and vice versa on the other side, Raul Venezuela, who needs to be the best version of him we've ever seen, or he might get clipped. Great fight.
It's a great fight. Salute to Marcos in the super chat. He said, "Y'all be easy, man. Gold night. Agree or not, all love. Salute to you, King." Then he said,
he meant good night.
Yeah, he's yeah. I think he put gold night a couple of times, so I think he meant to do it.
Okay.
Marco said, "I'm not Mexican, by the way. I'm Dominican."
No doubt, man. Right there in the island, man. Right there in the island. I know y'all don't like us all the time, though. Y'all don't know if you're one of those Dominicans.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for this. This fight is a main event fight that we getting spoiled with, in my opinion.
Right. This is a super fan friendly
he said I did mean good night. Yeah,
yeah.
This is a fight that I'm so intrigued to see. Is Rayo able to keep the physicality and the work rate of Antoine down and off him? And is Antoine able to do, because it's another southpaw too, that's rangy with power. Has he learned his lesson from the Puello fight going into this fight? They both got some questions to be answered.
Right.
Which makes this so intriguing. It's just that my first initial thought when I think about this fight and I see this fight is just the physicality of Russell, right? And Rayo just seems to be too light for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that, I feel like he won't be able to handle the physicality and the aggressiveness and the aggression of Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we could be wrong, right? He had 140, he fills in. You know, he just seems light, like he could be pushed around. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that he's gonna have to get Gary's respect in this fight, or Gary's going to pressure him into submission. You're gonna have to punch that boy with something that makes sense. You got to punch on him, bro. He gonna have to early too, like inside those first 2 to 3 rounds. There's gonna be a moment where Rayo's either going to get the respect or it's gonna be a real long night of him running for his life. And it's not gonna look good as far as in front of the judges. It's not gonna be like Isak. It's gonna be more like, yeah, Gary took your shot, gave you a shot, and now you're running. But if he gets that respect from Gary, where Gary's like, damn, that boy hit me, and Gary starts boxing a little bit more, he has to control the pace and slow this fight down. He doesn't want this fight to go fast, because Gary is great at those fast-paced fights. He's good at that. He's gonna catch you, trading with him, letting shots go. Rayo's gonna have to slow this fight down, turn it into a situation where they're both strategically trying to set each other up to land shots. That's where his best chance is, and I think that's where Robert Garcia is going to want him. He doesn't want to get in a firefight with Gary Antoine Russell. Not to say that he doesn't punch, but Gary punches too. You don't need to get in a firefight with him. The last time you had a firefight was with Edwin De Los Santos. You saw how that turned out for you. And you knocked Edwin De Los Santos down. You clipped him early. That's what happened. But what ended up happening at the end of the day, how did the war end, right? How did the story end? The story ended with you clipped and getting stopped. You don't want to get into a firefight with Gary Antoine Russell. He wants to slow this down. Gary's going to try to press him. He's going to try to get that boy to break under the pressure, make mistakes. It's his job to discourage Gary from doing that. And I think the only way you can do that is by, hitting him with something that gets that respect. Like, don't just jump in here. Take your time coming in here, because I got something that could change the whole trajectory of this fight for you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so intriguing. It's truly a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Truly a 50. This is from last week to this week, Clay. What was more of a 50-50 fight than this fight?
You talking about Riyadh season in this one?
Yeah.
50-50.
But all the fights they had on that card, what was more 50-50 than this fight?
I mean, I think hindsight's going to tell that story a little bit better, but I don't know, man. I feel like the Madrimov Virgil Ortiz was was on paper going to be the bigger 50-50 fight, but it turned out not to be, which I think, by the way, has a lot to do with Madrimal's upper respiratory infection that he fought off when he left Bohachuk fight. He was sucking air by the third, fourth round. He was breathing really hard, which is not like him, considering that we already seen him keep that pace with Terrence Crawford for 12 rounds. He really couldn't no more. That's why he ended up fighting Virgil Ortiz the way he did, forehead to forehead, and just kind of like letting off these shots. And he honestly started, low-key cheating a little bit, with the headbutts and, some of the things he was doing. That was supposed to be the 50-50 fight. On that card, though, I mean, hindsight, on paper right now, you would think that Gary Antoine and Rayo Venezuela could be a 50-50, more of a 50-50 fight. But I'm gonna let you know right now, don't be shocked if you don't see somebody get clipped early in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like inside the first 3 to 5 rounds. Don't be shocked if you don't see somebody just get clipped and out in their pockets and not get up, or like see a quick ending to this fight. It might not be as much of a 50-50 fight as we're calling it to be, because keep in mind, we're making this based off of his results with Chris Colbert and with Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And we can be honest and say that Isaac Pitbull Cruz has always kind of been a one-trick pony. Like, Tank handled him with one hand, with a broken hand, with one hand, and had no problem staying away from him and landing those shots. Isaac did stay away from Shakur Stevenson, so he kind of knew about his one-dimensional, strength as well, that he had all these weaknesses. We saw Giovanni Cabrera, arguably beat Isaac Pitbull Cruz as well. That's probably where Robert Garcia got his game plan to work with Rayo to make him fight the way he fought. And then we saw Rayo, handle his business, move around the ring and do something. But I don't know if we might be putting a little too much weight on the Isaac Cruz performance, right? This fight is actually going to be the fight that validates and justifies what we think about Rayo. Like, oh, Rayo's the truth. You know what I'm saying? We might be making a whole lot of it, because we thought the same thing with, I'm not going to say with Martin Bacoli necessarily, because, he was out of shape. So, you know what I mean? But you just never know. You know what I'm saying? People thought that with Zhang in the G Cabello. People thought certain fights would be competitive that just weren't that competitive. You know what I mean? They thought that with Terrence and Errol. We don't know. We don't know. And then we got to see if Gary Antoine's going to stay true to his word and make those adjustments. Or is he going to fight the same way? But I think the way he fights is good enough. Like the way he fought before his loss against Alberto Puello, that wild fighting, or the way he was trying to do Alberto Puello, I don't know that Rayo has the ability to be as elusive and as cerebral as Alberto Puello was. We're assuming he can do that because he put on such a massive class against somebody who's just charging him the whole time. We got to see. Got to see.
Yeah, Cheese said, I hope Russell come in with something different, that falling in, leading with your head and getting caught up. Yeah. I agree. I agree, Cheese. And he said that he's going to make the adjustment. Salute Nick J. She said, I think Rayo gets better with each fight. I do too.
100%, especially with Robert Garcia. And I think that's another intangible in this fight as well, is Robert Garcia. Because I think another intangible that people ain't talking about is who trains Gary Antoine Russell?
Right.
His brother. Right? So it's like, is he a tried true trainer? You know what I mean? His training didn't get him through Alberto Puello, and no offense, no shots being taken respectfully. He never adjusted in that fight. He just never did. I'm not blaming it on Gary Russell, but maybe he was giving him the right instruction and Gary Antoine wasn't listening. But at the same time, that's not a good thing either. Has he not bought into your strategy? Are you dealing with a fighter who's deaf? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your voice, you know how the brothers get, Blue. You know what I mean? How old is what's the age difference? You know what I mean? A couple of years. You know what I mean? There's still a little bit of that don't tell me what to do energy potentially between brothers. Like, hey, bro. You know what
I mean? I don't think that's there with them. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say pecking order, but they have
respect, like ranking, like older brother gets the right.
Yeah, they have a lot of respect for one another. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that Anton in this fight with Puello, I think that he simply overlooked Puello himself, right? Like, kind of was like, I could do this on my own, right? I don't need Puello, right? I think it was kind of that type of situation,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I
I
mean,
think that
either way though, it's like, so you think it was more like
Nick J said it was that long, crispy jab that was the problem.
right from Puel, right?
Yeah.
But either was Gary giving him the wrong instructions on how to deal with that, or was Gary giving him the right instructions and Antoine was not listening to Gary? What was it? Because he never changed the whole fight. He stayed pushing the narrative. He stayed searching for the shot. You know what I mean? He didn't never slow down and adjust and box and start to, get this dude on some angles. He just kept on forcing it and forcing it and forcing it. We didn't see the adjustments. Who's to blame? You know what I mean? Gary at the end of the day, because he's the one in the ring. But what was Gary Russell Jr., you know what I'm saying, doing in the scenario? And what does that translate into in this fight against a cerebral, well-oiled, very experienced Robert Garcia, you know what I'm saying, with the Rayo Venezuela, who is totally dialed in and has bought into Robert Garcia. Like, he will follow instructions. He believes Robert Garcia then earned his respect with his fighter, and they're going to be like this. They're going to be together in that night. Is Gary Russell and Gary Antoine going to be like this that night? And if that is the case, if Gary Antoine has bought into Gary Russell's game plan, is Gary Russell's strategy and training on par with the Robert Garcia? Do the trainers cause an intangible that we're not factoring in that can make a difference in how this fight goes?
Yeah, I think that the worst and the best thing happened to Anton was losing. I think that was the best situation for both Junior and Anton, right? A learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Junior went back to the drawing board and was like, hey, you know what? There's some things that I may have missed. Maybe I pushed them this way or didn't do this or whatever. And vice versa with Anton, right? Because he said, you'll never see it again today, right? When he was doing the media workout, he was like, he kept harping on listening. Remember, he kept saying that, like, they was like, what was the problem? He was like, listening. Listening. He was like, you're going to see me pay attention. You're going to see me listen. You're going to see me dialed in. He said, I didn't listen. I wasn't dialed in.
Okay, so he answered that question. It wasn't Gary. It was him. It was Antoine who wasn't listening. Gary was giving him the instructions. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I'm dialed in. I'm going to listen. He said it's never going to happen again. I got away from the game plan.
There we
They
go.
so intelligent, those dudes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So intelligent.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a testament to Gary Russell Jr. too. Gary Russell Jr., if Gary Antoine pulls this off and gets his title, I think this legitimizes Gary Russell a little bit, Jr. You know what I'm saying? Just as a trainer in the way, because he's a rookie in this game, the training game. I mean, I'm sure he's I'm sure he knows a lot about boxing. Clearly, Gary Russell was one of those guys down there in those 126s and 122s, right? Like he did a good job in those weight classes. But training, being a trainer, it's another chapter in his career. And in comparison to Robert Garcia and his peers, the Virgil Hunters and the, you know what I'm saying, the Abel Sanchez's and the Buddy McGirts and the, Ronnie Shields, like you a young bull. You know what I'm saying? So this fight is an opportunity for you to kind of be like, yo, I build champions. I make champions. You know what I mean? I got my brother a championship belt. He got another younger brother as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good stuff.
Salute to the Queen, K Different. Salute to the Queen, K Different Breed in the super chat, dropping another Cinco on into the super chat. I'm looking forward to Rayo versus Gary a little more than Tank versus Roach. Rayo looking sharp makes it even more interesting. I agree with you, Queen. I think everybody's pretty much on that time.
Yeah, no doubt. Damn, Lawrence Brazil. I don't even know if that's a compliment or not, man. Is that a compliment, bro? Jesus, bro. I don't even know. Like, man,
Yeah.
I'm talking like your wife, bro. What? Okay.
DOG 215. What's up, family?
No doubt, no doubt.
No, Clay. Yeah, I K different breed. I would have to agree. I think that pretty much everybody's probably on that same time.
No doubt,
yo,
no doubt.
This is the fight we want to see.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm almost certain pretty much everybody's probably on that time. Like, bro.
That's the fight. Yeah. That's the fight.
This is the fight. Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you think about Yones Tellez in this fight? And he's fighting Julian Williams.
He's fighting Jrock. Yeah.
Right.
I just think that Jrock, he's just so past it to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's so past it. Like, I'm pretty sure he's still gonna be crafty. This is an opportunity. I'm pretty sure he's gonna feel insulted. You putting this young dude in here with me, with my experience, so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that I think that, I don't know, if his punch resistance there. I mean, I know he's gonna be crafty, right? I know he's gonna be motivated by this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this is not even a gatekeeper. This is like, I'm a former world champion. You put me in here with this young dude, don't even got 9 fights.
He got 9 now, right? He's officially 9 right now.
Oh, this is his 9th fight.
No, this is his 10th fight, but this is also his first 12th rounder. This is going to be a 12 rounder fight for him. It's going to be his first one.
Right. So again, right? Your first is me? You know what I'm saying?
He's been he can't be mad, bro. This is an opportunity because for real, ever since you beat Jared Hurd or you took that loss against Jason Rosario, it's not been a good look for you. You know what I mean? You've lost more than half your fights. The last fight he had was against somebody with like 20-something wins and 14 losses, like 11 knockouts on his losses, and he stopped the dude. It was an 8-rounder. You know what I mean? But listen, man, this is an opportunity for him. He shouldn't feel no kind of way, man, because you kind of food low key. You know what I mean? Because this is a dangerous fighter. Like, this is a dangerous fighter. Yones Tellez, if you've seen his last fight against Johan Gonzalez, that was a diabolical fight because that guy who he was fighting was 35 wins. 3 losses, but 34 of those 35 wins came by knockout. So he was up in there with a tried true killer, a whole killer out here. He stood in the paint. He caught shots. He fought in the way that I think Lamont Roach wants to fight Tank. But the difference is Tellez has power that translates, right? And he was able to put the dude like 3 or 4 times in that fight and ultimately stop him. I got a question for you, Blue. The best version of Julian Williams, if you had to describe the best version of Julian Williams, how does the best version of Julian Williams fight? If you had to describe his style and how he approaches boxing.
Crafty. Very, very crafty on the inside. Very, very high ring IQ, right? Great counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? Understands distance extremely well, right? Remember, before he went to that Jamal Charlo fight, everybody was saying Jamal Charlo is ducking him. That's why he's moving up.
Right.
And Jamal Charlo was like, you know what? I'm going to stay here and fight. And in the first, it was a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? But Jamal just showed that he was a better fighter, right?
Right.
But then he showed you that if you slipping, it's going to be a problem when he fought Hurd. If you ain't got the talent and you lack in any department, he going to expose you. You know what I'm saying? He can expose you with his ring eye. He has that Philly, Bernard Hopkins, crafty, you know what I'm saying, tricks up their sleeve. You know what I'm saying?
But a mid-range fighter for the most part, right?
Mid-range fighter, right.
That now, do you think he got like a little punchy after the Jason Rosario knockout?
I do.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think his ability to absorb shots and
not there.
It's not there.
No, it's not there. No.
Yones Telez is going to be. He's going to have to be a fighter who's controlling distance. He's going to have to use that, that old guy like experience. You know what I mean? Keep him on the jab. If he tries to fight a mid-range fight with Yones Telez, Yones is knocking him out.
Right.
That's what I believe. Based on the way he fights and his punch resistance that I feel like has gone down ever since he got knocked out by Jason Rosario.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know he's crafty, you know what I'm saying? I just think that Telez is so young, explosive, hungry, with power.
Mm-hmm.
And Jrock's punch resistance is not there anymore. I don't know how much of a resistance he can actually put up against Telez.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How much can he actually show against Telez that's going to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gained experience. Like, what does Jrock have left?
Right.
To be able to say, all right, Telez gain experience outside of being in there with Jrock name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What resistance can he put up against him to say, hey, he learned this lesson? I don't think he can.
Yeah.
I don't think Jrock has, and it's no disrespect to him, it's just the punishment he's taken over the course of that, from that Rosario fight. He got brutally knocked out by Charlo.
Yeah.
And he took a lot of punishment against Hurd. He won the fight, but he took a lot of punishment in that fight.
Big facts.
And his first fight after the Hurd fight, after taking all that punishment from Hurd, he gets knocked out by Jason Rosario.
100%, bro.
In his hometown, right? And it shows it just never was there after that.
Yeah, man. I think this is a good name for Yones Telez to put on his resume, to be like, all right, I fought, you know what I mean? This kind of legitimizes him in the 154, because this is a 154-pound weight class division fight. We already know it's a hornet's nest up there, but Yones he wants to get in that conversation because there's just so much going on at 154. And I know Yones and the PBC probably wants to get into that conversation in a real way. That Jamel Charlo is not, showing any signs to come back anytime soon. Errol Spence, he's not, pulling the trigger. They need a star. They need somebody up in that division to get involved in some big fights. Yones looks like he's going to check a lot of those boxes, get in there, chase down a Xander Zayas, or chase down and somebody else who I think is a secret sleeper for 154, which I'm waiting on the trigger to be pulled on that. I'm calling it right now. Jalil Hackett. Jalil Hackett I think he should move up to 154. I don't think that 147 conversation is necessarily, he's going to be there for a little while, a couple fights. Keep in mind that we got Devin Haney up there at 147. We got Ryan Garcia. We got Teofimo Lopez. Jalil has some opportunities in there, especially with Devin. We know they had a little smoke back in the day. They can make that fight happen. But that guy's cutting a lot of weight, bro, to fight at 147, bro. He might be doing it comfortably right now because he's a young kid and his metabolism is going to be okay with that pressure. But I think eventually 154 makes a lot more sense. I'll be real with you. I could see that. I could see him fighting at 160 as well. He cuts a lot of weight. He is unrecognizable when he cuts weight. If you look at him, how he looks when he's not cutting weight, and how he looks after he cuts weight, he doesn't even look like the same person. So I think he's going to jump in that conversation as well. And I think that I can't say his name all of a sudden. Yones Telez is he's going to be involved. He's a great dance partner, bro. He's going to be involved in some big fights. They're trying to fast track him, but I think he can handle it. One of them Cubans, just like Andy and all them guys, right? So, and David.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. Paul Ruffin, my brother in the super chat, much love, family. He said, peace and blessings. Blue Blood Sports TV family. Salute to your family. How you feeling? I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. Been a long minute. Been more than a New York minute for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Now, I want to ask you this question, Clay. Your true hunch in your gut, who do you expect Tank to call out anybody on Saturday night should he beat Roach? Or if any at all?
You know one thing about Tank Blue that's interesting? He don't build up. I'm gonna say like this: if he calls out Keyshawn or he calls out Shakur, he's calling out two fighters who he has repeatedly said has done nothing to earn a fight with him. He's discredited these fighters. When asked, they went down a list about the competitive level for these fighters. He said Shakur, easy work. Keyshawn, even easier work. And he said Lamont, Roach, challenging. So one might say that he picked Lamont, Roach because he thought that was going to be a challenge for him, which I don't think too many people believe that, right? But one would say that he's kind of pushing that narrative when he responds that way. I saw Barry Hunter today say that Monster Inoue would be a great fight for Tank. He said that would be a great fight.
Yeah, he did.
I got a feeling that he might disappoint us with this call out. I'm gonna say it like this. I got a feeling that the call out might be diabolical. That it might be like one of those eye rollers, like, oh God, dog. You know what I mean? Like that. But in a perfect world, what would make sense to me would be fight Keyshawn. That's the exciting fight. That's the puncher versus punching. They got the same last name. That's a fight I think the casual fans would be comfortable seeing. I think the hardcore fans want to see Shakur. You know what I'm saying? But I think the casual fans would be happy with that style of fight in front of him and make it on point. I think he'd also get in Shakur's head a little bit and mess with him a little bit, that he would fight his little brother before he'd fight him. You know what I mean? On the payday, I think it would be kind of like up his alley as far as, like the egg in the face. Shout out to Chris Eubank. You know what I'm saying? In Shakur's face, that would kind of sting a little bit. But in the perfect world, he'd probably call out Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? He'd call out Shakur Stevenson if he really was going to be honest about who should get the fight. He'd call out Keyshawn Davis if he was feeding into the casuals. He'd call out a Monster Inoue or pull up a Raymond Ford if he's just cherry picking and just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to be petty. I don't know.
Look at Key.
But you finna call out Blue Blood. That might happen. That might happen, bro.
Hey, I'm taking that deal, Clay.
Ron one said, "Why are you taking it easy on time?" I'm not taking. I'm giving. Blue asked me for my gut, for my hunch, is how I feel. I'm just being honest and transparent about what I think he might do. You know what I mean?
And that's the BS, right, Nick J? I saw Barry Hunter say that, and Barry Hunter's a stand-up guy. Shouts out to Barry Hunter. I love Barry Hunter. But he said Tank is a little guy. He can make 130 pounds. No, he cannot. No, he cannot.
He probably can do it, but can he do it in a healthy way to where it's not a, you know what I mean? Like,
no. Tank missed weight at 130.
But that was when he was not, when he didn't have the discipline, right? That's when he was like kind of hanging out with Adrian and all of them. Because right now he walks around, like he showed us before, he's walking around, under 140.
Right.
For his fights. He's doing that normally. So yeah, he probably make the 130.
I don't think he can make 130 pounds.
You definitely don't think he could do 126.
Not comfortable. No.
Pulling Monster Inoue up to 130 is low key cherry picking. I know that's gonna sound crazy, but Monster Inoue's at 122 right now, and we're trying to convince him to come up to 126. Where I'm one of the people who believe he'll take a loss at 126. I'm gonna be real with you. I believe he'll take a loss. I believe he won't retire undefeated. He'll compete. He'll get belts. He'll compete at a high level, but I believe his loss is going to be at 126. One of those guys will clip him. That's what I believe in 126. To pull him up to 130, I think you're fighting a little guy, bro. I think you're punching on a little guy, bro. And I remember Tank saying, me and him could never fight. He's too small for me back in the day. So to pull him up, that has nothing to do with a challenge. That's a name. That's money. And that's not hard in comparison to what's at 135 for you. Or I know I'm about to be taboo and say something crazy at 140. which a lot of people feel like, bro, go up there and make it happen, bro. You got the skills, you got your punching power translates. There's fights up there for you to make at 140 that will be great for boxing. Fighting Rayo, if you could fight Rayo at 135, I think you could fight Rayo at 140. He has a WBA title up there. Why would Rayo come and challenge you for a 135 belt when he's sitting on a 140 belt? Why wouldn't you go up to 140, fight Rayo for his 140 belt? And you know what I mean, like you fought Mario Barrios, and a fighter who fought most of his career at 135. So he's not a 140 guy like Mario Barrios, who's heading to 147 and needs a rehydration clause. You know what I'm saying? You could have fought Rayo 140 and made a great fight out of that. Or fight Gary Antoine. Fight the winner of Rayo and Gary Antoine. You know what I'm saying? Fight the winner. Ooh, that. Now let me ask you a question. If let's say Tank were to cut the weight down to let's say 126 or like a catch weight like 127, 128, right? To fight Monster Inoue, to convince Monster Inoue to meet him halfway, right? Would we respect that fight more, being that Tank is making such a sacrifice, being that you yourself said you don't think he can make 130? If he was to fight Monster Inoue at a catch weight of 127 or 128 to make that fight happen, would we respect that fight and say that's a good fight right there?
I like the fight. I think that Inoue can move up in weight. He's the little guy though. I don't know, man. It's just so much asterisk by it. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be a rehydration clause? You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. I would prefer that fight if Inoue starts moving up, get acclimated to 126. You know what I'm saying? Win some belts at 130. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? If he go to 126, win some belts, go to 130, win some belts, and Tank drop to 130, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just still
right.
It's just too much, bro. Like,
well, so what if he takes
right
the winner
now
of Rayo, and what if he takes the winner of Rayo and Gary Antoine and he does it at 140? What do you think about that fight now?
Oh, I love that. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Just no more stipulations and asterisks and you know what I'm saying? Just fight these dudes full-fledged, and you got the talent to beat them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the talent to beat them. Am I against him fighting Rayo and Antoine winning? Nope. I think it's a hard fight, a tough fight, a competitive fight, a risky fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I would much prefer him, obviously, to fight Keyshawn
or Shakur.
You know what I'm saying? And the issue that I'm going to have with that is that, bro, you said Devin Haney was too big at 140. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'll let it fly, though, because Devin, the argument was always that Devin should be up at 147, 154. They just felt like he was being a weight bully. You know what I'm saying? Rayo and Gary are more natural 140s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't. I would let it go. I'll respect it and say that looking at Devin Haney, the way he looked at 140, making that weight cut, him admitting himself and putting himself in position now to where he's going to 147, which I think was the right decision. But I think that decision represents Devin wasn't good at 140. That his weight was he was cutting too much weight at 140. I'm gonna respect it and say I'd rather see him. I wouldn't have liked to see him fight a Devin Haney with a rehydration clause, looking the way he did at the weigh-ins with Ryan Garcia. I would feel like that fight was kind of like crippling to Devin. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like the Ryan Garcia situation all over again. 136 and change, 10-pound rehydration clause. You put him down with a body shot. Now Ryan's running around saying that you dehydrated him and that it wasn't the real him. So I'd rather Devin go find his destiny at 147 and go make those fights up there. But I think the winner of Rayo and Gary Antoine Russell, a WBA champion, aligns with him being a WBA champion at 135. And I say, my only thing is, please do not bring those guys down. Go up there, take a chance, take a risk, do something great, fight one of those guys up there at 140, and satisfy these fans out here. Give your fans something to throw in our face. You know what I'm saying? Have them coming up here the next day like, now what? And we were like, damn, bro, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good fight,
right,
bro. Now nothing.
right.
You got it.
Right. My point exactly. Like you take those risks, ain't nothing I can say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't debate it. You know what I mean? The thing is, Clay, we know he got the talent to do it.
Yeah.
We know he has the talent to do it. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it all boils down to. You know, and last thing, just wanted to touch on this and then we out of here. Is that did you hear Lamont Roach again reiterate, I'm not making no big money in this fight. I was going to get more money.
I didn't hear the interview. No, I saw you did the video, but I didn't see the interview, the Breakfast Club interview.
Yeah. So yeah. He said I saw he said that the guy's name is Albert, it's a Russian guy, 2020 Olympic gold medalist. Mm-hmm. He said that I was going to make more money fighting my mandatory, slightly more money than what I'm getting now. Right. And again, I was told that he's getting 750,000 and Tank is getting 3 million. And he also made a statement, a remark, because they said, oh, well, yeah, you're not getting that money, but on the back end. And he was like, I ain't getting no back end money.
He said he ain't getting no back end?
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Like, the exact words was Ox said, oh, but you're going to get back end money. He said, who told you that? He's like, you ain't getting no back end money? He was like, who told you that? He said, no, this fight is for legacy.
I don't believe him.
He said, this fight is solely for what I can get. I didn't take this fight for the money right now. I took this fight for the money I can make in the future. That's exactly what he said.
I'll say this. If it's true and he's not getting any back end money, that's more PBC drama. That's more paying Tank by any means necessary and not just being able to pay Tank and giving Tank something that helps Tank digest the low guarantee they must be giving him. You know what I'm saying? Like letting him know, like, we're going to give you all the pay-per-view points, or, you know, the percentage that we would have gave him, we'll give that and put it on top of your normal points that you get to help facilitate the money. And I feel like that aligns with Lamont Roach getting something like that. No points on the back kind of aligns with Tank's attitude, and it kind of like exposes a pattern that the PBC is kind of doing right now to get these events going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the interview so you can hear it.
Right. It kind of pulls up a pattern a little bit, I think. Like, it kind of represents a pattern a little bit. Like, yo, you doing that? That's not what you normally do. So are you doing what you normally do with Tank? You know what I'm saying? And because Tank ain't happy, bro. We don't got to play no games. Tank is not happy. He's feeling some kind of way. We don't know why. We can speculate as to why. We don't know why, though. But something got him feeling like, boxing, the hell with immediate training, the hell with coming on time, the hell with keep on fighting. I want to retire. Al's talking about retiring. We're going to retire together. Boxing's a joke. Boxing this. Like, you know what I mean? He talking like that. That's what kind of energy he's constantly giving. We don't know why, but we know that there's something that's driving that. You hear Lamont Roach say that, yeah, man, he agreed to no points. I don't care. There's no reason why Lamont Roach would agree to that. That's not something he agreed to. That's something he took and they offered him. And he said, F it, I'm going to make the best out of it that I can, and I'll get my money later, which sounds like something that somebody told him they would do. You know what I mean? That just sounds like that when, you know, we got you, champ. I hear a lot of that going on. If what he's saying is true, that's a black eye on the PBC. That's a black eye on the PBC, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's a black eye on the PBC.
I'm gonna play it right now. Salute to Kurt Robinson in the super chat. Much love, family. He said, "Blue, support more." Salute, appreciate you, brother. Always showing love, man. I appreciate you. Salute to my brother, Ready to Rumble, aka Alan Maddox in the super chat, dropping that half a dub. He said, "Salute, Blue. You and Coach Mount M keep it 100. Dig how you cooking the delusion and Tank and Maniacs. Keep the sport of boxing first, and Coach Malachi, I guess, for staying on Mama Hofield's bumper. Oh yeah, definitely, Coach. Kid Austin's got to dump his goofy lion pop. Yeah, his pops is diabolical.
Yeah, it's hard to justify or validate any of that stuff he did, man. I heard the interview he did on Mill.
Oh, Keon, Tank was 2 hours late. Didn't do no interviews.
No media workout.
Talked to Ray Flores. Once Ray Flores stopped talking, he walked right out the ring and left the building.
Well,
walked right out the ring and left the building. Left the media standing there. Left everybody standing there. Left Ray still standing there. He was so late that PBC ended their stream.
Yeah,
waiting for him. They waited 2 hours. They just ended the stream.
Yeah.
And then they started the stream back up when he came in. And then he didn't talk to nobody. He got in the ring with Ray Flores, fully dressed. Didn't work out. I don't even know what he said to Ray Flores or what was said. And then he walked right out the ring. Then he left. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there for 10 minutes. Wasn't even 10 minutes. But this is what he had to say.
It was more so what we had on our plate. We had some paper on the plate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like the upside is greater than the fight that I would have took for about the same amount of money or a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
this is not your biggest payday?
No, this is gonna be my biggest payday for sure. But I'm saying what we had on the table
was fighting somebody else outside.
Fighting somebody else.
Who was that person?
My mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the mandatory?
A guy from what's his name?
You don't even know his name.
So you got to fight.
You get the same amount of money fighting Tech as your mandatory?
I lie to you not.
So you getting a piece of the pay-per-view numbers.
Who said that?
So it don't matter. Oh, you mean because of the opportunity? I got you.
Yeah, but the upside is the upside.
No doubt.
It's definitely.
What did you learn from your loss against
I don't know, man. I'm not going to read too much into it. Like, I don't know if he's just trying to be secretive about the way his deal is structured for whatever reason. But I'll give you a if it's true response. If it's true, that's a black eye on the PBC. I don't care. That's a black eye, a big swollen, can't see the eye, can't see out the eye shiner of a black eye. If that's true, you know, if he's speaking truth, you know what I mean? That's all I could say on that. And it makes me question. And I think I think there's a good chance it could be true, a very great chance it could be true based on the way Tank is feeling.
I just don't see why he would lie.
Right. I mean, I don't know if he didn't say no. He said, "Who told you that?" So it's kind of like
it's like he don't want to say,
right,
I ain't getting a piece of that pay-per-view.
Or he don't want to say he is getting a piece of the pay-per-view, or he doesn't. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just trying to be secretive about it.
But if he was, he would just been like, yeah, like everybody else.
That's what I would think he would do for sure. Yeah. But I'm walking away from him saying that, thinking he's saying he doesn't get it, right? Like I'm gonna say, like, I'm walking away from hearing that response, saying that he's put out a narrow. He's helped the narrative build up about him not getting that paper. Like he didn't do a good job letting people know he did. You know what I mean? Like people are probably going to walk away from that thinking he's not getting a pay-per-view and that his real money he plans on getting is going to be later on after he beats Tank. And somebody convinced him of that bullshit. Excuse my French. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. That's like you convincing somebody to give you everything in their pocket and all their money and everything and be like, bro, you know, I got you and I'm going to hit you with interest later. And you're sitting around telling people how you gave away your bag, but you're going to get your bag back plus interest. And people like, you didn't get no kind of like collateral, nothing. You just got to let that dude walk off with your bread. But nah, trust me, dog. You know what I mean? I'm going to get it later, bro. I was like, you kind of look like you put your ass in the wind a little bit there. What if you don't beat Tank? What if you don't, you know what I'm saying? What if it's not that competitive? What if you're not sought after talent after this Tank fight because you get put to sleep in the 4th round? What do you have to protect your backside on it? I don't think you would freely, in your management, would freely jump into a situation like that. It kind of sounds like take it or leave it type of energy, and you decide to take it. But why take it or leave it when nobody else had to take it or leave it? Frank Martin got a piece of the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, the saying is on the street that your biggest payday is Tank, not after Tank. You know what I'm saying? Nobody says that. I never hear people be like, yo, you got your biggest paydays coming to you after you fight Tank. I've never heard a Tank fan represent the opportunity to fight Tank that way. I've always heard your biggest payday is going to be against Tank. But here this guy is saying something else. So,
but you gotta take this into consideration too, that maybe it's a situation and scenario in which it's like, don't forget, you are what you negotiate. Maybe his team didn't do their job in negotiating a better deal for him. Maybe they took whatever Tank was putting down immediately because they was like, yo, we get an opportunity to fight Tank. And they felt like maybe if they gave any pushback on anything, he would walk away. Mm-hmm. They might have felt like if we asked for a pay-per-view, he might walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember, Ryan did that. Remember, that's what Oscar was complaining about. And remember, Calvin and Tank even said they were surprised that Ryan jumped at everything. They said Ryan didn't push back on nothing.
Right.
He agreed to everything. And remember, Tank said, man, Ryan jumped into this negotiation with both feet. No resistance. I was surprised. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they think that if they start giving any resistance or any pushback, that he might walk away. So they're looking at it, you know, hey, don't rattle the cage. You know what I'm saying? Don't rock the boat. Just take it. You know what I'm saying? Make you know, it was different with Frank Martin because he had Errol Spence there. And Errol Spence is close with Al Heyman, and Errol Spence knows the situation. Errol Spence is like, bro, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to play that game with Errol Spence when you got Errol Spence in the corner.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So he don't got Errol Spence in his corner. He don't got you know what I'm saying? And Frank Martin had bigger opportunities, right? Frank Martin could have got the Shakur fight. You know what I'm saying? His name was circling with Isaac Cruz, Devin Haney possibly. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, we ain't got to take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Because we got other opportunities. And Al got a close relationship with Errol just like he do with Tank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Errol was able to be like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, that helped Errol Spence and his brand. Al was helping him as a promoter as well. You know what I'm saying? Kingway said, what's so shocking about that? He's getting the biggest fight of his life. Why does he have to get pay-per-view? Because when you're supposed to be fighting a quote-unquote cash cow in the face of the sport of boxing, you're supposed to get life-changing money. That's what it's all about. When you fight Floyd Mayweather, when you fight Canelo, you get life-changing money. You don't just get your biggest payday. You get life-changing money. So if Tank does represent that, indeed represents that, then you're supposed to get life-changing money.
Yeah, on top of that, that's just different than anybody else Tank has fought against since he's been doing pay-per-view. Maybe he doesn't need to have the pay. I don't know, you know, but the bigger question is, why is it different all of a sudden? Be honest, you know what I mean? Don't look to make it what we're not trying to make it, what we're highlighting is there's an inconsistency there, and we're asking a question of why is there an inconsistency there all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Don't look to defend it so much, bro. Don't look to say things like, oh, you know what? You know what? He should just be happy. Yeah, that's not what this is about. This is about the inconsistency of what's happening. Inconsistencies, you know what I mean? It's kind of like where there's smoke, right? One of those type of situations.
And King Ways, you don't know what you're talking about, brother. They all got their biggest paydays. Andre Berto got life-changing money. Yes, he did. And he got a part of the pay-per-view. So did Robert Guerrero, and so did Victor Ortiz. You got to do your homework, brother.
Yeah.
You got to do your homework. You don't know what you're talking about. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They arguably all stopped boxing after that because their money was so big.
So, Kingsway, let me ask you this. You said nor did Robert Guerrero, nor did Victor Ortiz. Then you said you get paid what you're worth. That's the bottom line. So Lamont Roach is not worth no money. So he's fighting a fighter who's not worth it. Like, right. I mean, you can't paint this however you want to turn it. You want to push it this way. However, it don't matter, bro. It just throws shots at the value of the fight. It throws shots at the pick. It points fingers at it being a cherry pick. It just looks bad no matter how, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get around
how you try to slice it.
Yeah.
Exactly. No matter how you try to slice it, it just makes it look bad.
I thought this was a great fight, and you know what I mean, a big challenge, and you know what I mean. I thought Tank was trying to help him out. Remember when that way I was saying, oh, he's just trying to help out a guy from the DMV, really, by not giving him no pay-per-view points?
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm not expecting to be able to defend everything Tank does, but I am expecting you to try to.
Right.
I 100% expect you to try to. I expect, even though you're not in position to defend it, you don't rank any type of information or access to information, and you really shouldn't even be defending this, and you shouldn't be talking about it. I fully expect you to do it the other way, though, right? That's what you're going to do anyway. So that's why I ask you the questions, because you'll probably answer it, right? That's why I'm asking it.
and that's the thing, right? You got to understand, like, a brother said, Mag 7, oh, I bet you won't get that fight in Devin. Bro, what are you talking about? Ready to Rumble, a.k.a. Alan Maddox, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on this in the super chat. He said, I like Tank, but if he don't step up and start fighting the top cats in the division and quit ducking, I'll always refer to Tank as Tank Fire Stick Davis. Musty energy. Yeah, you got to, bro. The real one's going to be like, bro, you got to do something. Alan Lamb, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Great commentary as always, Blue and Clay. Salute, Alan Lamb. Much love, family. But let's get on out of here, Clay, man. Another great show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys. Show. We'll be back on tomorrow.
Yeah. If you guys haven't subscribed, the link is up top. Give my channel a shot. You know what I mean? We'll be on tomorrow morning. I got an appointment, but I should still be okay. We'll be on no later than 11 tomorrow. That's what I'm believing. 10:45 is the goal, though, but I do have an appointment early in the morning, so we'll see. You know what I mean?
Well, it just don't feel like fight week, right?
No, this fight has no buzz behind it. It has no buzz, and on top of that, it hasn't been marketed worth nothing. I know Tank realizes that. Tank is very aware of the lack of marketing and promotion for this fight, and you know he's disenchanted again, bro. He's doing what he has to do, but they're not doing what they said they were going to do for him. The Tank Davis from Frank Martin, the event at Frank Martin fighting, you know, against Frank Martin at the press conferences and all the interviews he did with Cigar Talk and with Najee and them, and that enthusiastic Tank who's just having the best time, and this Tank are just two completely different Tanks, bro. You're talking about somebody who's completely disenchanted, and he was calling out the issues at the Frank Martin presser, right? But he was riding with the fact that, okay, look, Tank was supposed to fight in March. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody was saying that Tank was going to open up the first fight with the Amazon Prime deal. He was going to fight in March. He pushed it out. I asked Calvin Ford on Mill City's show about why. They said they wanted to see. He said, and it's right there on recorded. We can play it back. I don't got the time to play no games with none of y'all. He said, we want to see how Amazon does this rollout and see exactly what they do. Right? To me, I'm be honest with you, I heard we waiting on this deal to be made right, the guarantees and everything, like Canelo got the guarantees. We want the same treatment, but I held it to my chest. He passed on that, and he did event with Frank Martin. What was it, in April, or was it in June or April or something like that? I don't know when it was when he fought Frank Martin, but
in June.
It was in June, exactly. He fought Frank Martin in June, and then he puts out a message on Twitter saying the marketing and the promotion on this event is trash. I shouldn't even come to and he didn't show up to the grand arrivals. First of all, he was running. Remember, he didn't show up to grand arrivals. But then he said, I shouldn't even show up to the press conference tomorrow. That's what he said, right? Maybe he was, a lot of y'all Tank fans would have said, oh, he's just marking, that's Tank, going viral. Okay. All right. Cool. He definitely showed up to the press conference. It was awesome. One of the best Tanks I've ever seen. Just I was a fan of Tank like crazy. Like, he was just getting it. You remember? You don't like to get hit by the body. You ain't from the hood. It's awesome, bro. He made him crazy, right? But then he said the deal was good with Najee, right? After the press conference, he said more money than what Floyd got. Said he had a 6 to 7 fight deal. Let you know a couple of the fighters that you expect for him to fight. Had me excited. Tank is here. He in the building. Tank is here. Then he comes up at a press conference in New York 4 hours late. 4 hours late, he shows up to the press conference, to a press conference that we all can admit was just, production was like, what is going on here? Then he did another press conference inside of a gymnasium at a college that looked like a high school gymnasium with a comedian asking questions. Not happy. Told the world he's going to retire. Told the world Shakur, Keyshawn, Teofimo, all these guys have done nothing to earn a fight with him. Fine. Now he does this press conference here, and he shows up 2 hours late. Doesn't do a media training. Walks out the building. Bruh. Big evolution. You know what I'm saying? From what you saw happen with Frank Martin to what you see happening right now. It don't make no sense. Take it for what it is. I'll just give you the facts. I won't give you too much more of my opinion. I'll just deal with the facts and let you guys come to the conclusion of what you see happening. I don't know. It's what it is.
Yeah, he's clearly not happy. And like you said, from that moment forward, right, since you asked that question to Calvin about the March 1st.
Right.
Everything changed. He don't fulfill his obligations. He don't care to.
Word.
He don't have the respect to.
It's on the Mill City feed somewhere. I wish I could remember the episode, but you got to force me to get it. I'll go find it because I ain't gonna be no liar. I ain't no liar. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like doing that. But it's definitely there for it to be done. But I don't think he would deny it. I'd hope he wouldn't deny that conversation happened that way and that he responded that way. You know what I mean? But it's there. Like I said, it's in the archives over there. But
yeah, he just simply he has no respect for what's being done. How's it being laid out? None.
Look at Denzel said, I'm forcing you to. God, dog. I gotta find the damn episode.
Yeah. Round One Sports Talk. What's up, family? He said, I'm calling it. Tank's not calling out nobody. He's going to let us down. I'm calling it. Yeah, round one. Yeah, easy, Ed. I sure hope that he don't mind, because see, here's the thing, right? Round one. The thing about it is he don't mind contradicting himself or just backtracking, because his fans don't hold him accountable. You know what I'm saying? They was when he said he ain't had no hit list. Nah, show me the hit list. When he said that, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? The hit list was so popular and so legit that even Kenny and Calvin was talking about the hit list. Remember, Clay? They was like, "Nah, you not on the list, Keyshawn." Remember? Keyshawn not on the list. Now all of a sudden he don't have a list. What are we talking about? Roscoe, brother, in the super chat. Much love, family. He said, chat, are y'all watching the card or watching for free? Are y'all buying the card or watching for free? See, that's a trick question, right, Roscoe? Roscoe. And the reason that it's a trick question is because the truth of the matter is, even if this was a great fight, people would steal the fight. So people just, now if you're somebody like that's myself or Clay, that's hardcore boxing fans that, you know what I'm saying, always traditionally buy fights, so on and so forth. And then we be like, yo, we ain't buying it. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Or my brother Chris Legg, you know what I mean? He said free 99. You know what I'm saying? Denzel Horton said, I'm buying it. I ain't gonna like it though. You know what I'm saying? Libra 926, what's up? So, you know what I'm saying? It's a tricky question because, again, so many people illegally stream the fights that even when it's great fights, they did it with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That was worth it. They did it with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. That was worth it. You know what I'm saying? So even when it's worthy to be bought, they still don't buy it. They still don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? They still stream. They still illegally stream it or pirate it. You know what I mean? So that's such a difficult question.
You know I was on another platform and I was talking about you know, I'm gonna buy it because I'm a dumb boxing fan, this, that, and the other. And you know, somebody kind of held me accountable, and there was like, that's the problem. You're gonna buy a card that you don't even want to watch, and that's why these fighters do what they do. And I had to shut up, though. He made me feel dumb. He literally said I was part of the problem. He said that's the problem right there. You're telling us you're gonna buy a card you don't even want to see, and that's why these fighters do what they do, because you're gonna buy it anyway. I'll just shut up. Like, I'm just trying to support boxing, fam. You ain't gotta talk to me like that. I'm like, you ain't even gotta talk to me like that, bro. I'm just trying to support boxing, bro. Like, yeah, bro, don't complain. He said, don't complain, bro. You know what I mean? You out here paying for it. So these boxers have every right to fight these fights. They have every right to do it.
That's the problem. And I can agree, Clay, like we are part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
But it's also our job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I think that's where the difference lies, right? Like
that's the difference between me and you and the other fans who don't do this.
Right. Like it's also our job to buy the fight. You know what I mean? To be able to watch the fight, commentate the fight, and break down to you guys what we seen. You know what I mean? So if I watch it on some janky stream that I'm streaming, and I'm sitting there trying to commentate, and it's like, it's frozen.
Right.
Because whether we pay or not, we still got to watch it because it's still part of our job. You know what I'm saying?
How we gonna talk about something we ain't see?
Right. How can we possibly break down? And what if it's an upset, like Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then now what? You know what I'm saying? Or what if something dramatic happens like that we didn't foresee? Now it's a long shot, but imagine Shakur is there and then Tank announces the fight with Shakur, and we sitting there looking bizarre. You know what I'm saying? So and we can't say it's not, it's still our job. You know what I mean? So that is the unfortunate part of us on this side.
Yeah.
A condo Samuel Sign. What's up, family? Bray Brown, what's up? You paid and it was freezing last fight, Blue. I sure did. Sure did, bro. Sure did. Sure did, Blade.
Ooh, leave it to Blade Brown to be like, man.
Yeah. He like, Blue, it was freezing anyway.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro?
But at least
freeze.
at least Clay had it going smooth.
I did. It didn't freeze for me, man. You know what I mean?
It didn't freeze for Clay, so Clay had it smooth. Nothing was worse than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson situation. That was
Netflix is just, oh man.
That was completely diabolical, bro.
But it was free, so it was like you couldn't even complain. It was like, bro, shut up, we ain't charge y'all for this. Like, damn, yeah, bro. I'm just saying, we still want to watch the fight.
That was diabolical, though, bro.
That's different when you pay your money and they freeze it on you. That's when it looks crazy.
Yeah. Great Tone 765. What's up? He said Blade Brown's a real class act. All facts.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So now think, Blade, if Clay had some jinky stream and I had a jinky stream, y'all be sitting there watching us do what we doing right now. Right.
But even worse, because now we be on scramble mode trying to figure out, bro, how we gonna fix this? Like, we can't see the fight. And imagine if Lamont Roach decided to turn it up and all of a sudden this is a tougher fight than we expected. And it's like, yo, Lamont Roach got better overnight and we ain't expected. Now look, you know what I'm saying? Which is possible because it's boxing. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. It could be a one-sided fight that you didn't expect. Like, we didn't expect Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to go that way. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be look what happened with Beterbiev and Bivol. All of a sudden, it looked like it was getting bleak in the middle rounds, like he about to get knocked out.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, he was playing possum. So anything is possible in boxing.
Strategy, bro. Cerebral, bro.
Strategic, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But let's get on out of here, Clay, man.
No doubt, man. I'm trying to find Denzel Horton. I'm trying to find his damn interview. I don't know which one it is. So many of them, bro. Trying to find my little section, but I don't know. Somebody try me for real. I will find it, dog, and then make you look stupid. Trust me.
But it's on Mill, right?
Yeah, it's on Mill.
Mill and Calvin.
Yeah, Mill and Calvin. He had like a bunch of interviews he did with Calvin around this time. Calvin used to come on there pretty consistently.
Oh yeah, he did.
But he stopped all of a sudden, which is like kind of interesting as well, right? But he used to come on there and I'll go up there and ask questions, you know what I mean, talk, and he'd have me be
Denzel said have it ready for next stream.
Yeah. What he said, Denzel said what? Have it ready for the next stream. I know. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm a lie. I'm a damn lie.
You a lie. You a lie.
You was a damn lie.
You a damn lie. Leave a 926, my brother, in the super chat. He said, "Hey, I hope you great bros are out here in Friday."
Maybe on Friday.
No, we won't be there. We'll be doing it right. We'll be right here, bro.
Yeah, salute Libras. I got fit.
Man, Tank might not even show up to the weigh-in.
That's a fact.
Nah, that'd be diabolical. But yeah, let's get on out of here, man.
Oh, it's January last year? It was in January last year. January. Oh, you're right, bro. It was in January. That's when that interview happened. Because it was supposed to be March, going into the new Amazon deal. And he was like, we want to see how what Amazon's gonna do. Let's see if I can find this thing, man. I don't know. I gotta look, man. Too many thumbnails, bro. I don't know which one. Then I gotta find a section. My face ain't in the video. I'm in the Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Part talking to him, how Mill does it with that, which is just a pain in the butt, man.
So let's get on out of here.
No doubt, man. Salute to all you guys, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Blue. My link is up in the chat, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to go ahead and do that. Thank you for everybody who subscribed today as well. It's up top, man. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? I'm petty, man. Is this still my thing right here? Boom. There it is right there in the chat as well. Just in case you're too lazy to look up and hit it up at the top of the chat. There it is right there.
The poll is there.
We almost at the 2K, man. We almost at the 2K, man. I'm about to, hey. You know what I'm saying? Show some love. Show some love.
Yeah. 35% said no, he ain't calling out nobody. 35% said he gonna call out Shakur.
Yup.
Wow, that's big. But we will see y'all tomorrow. We appreciate y'all coming through, studying up, holding us down, and showing us love. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Take a second right now. The link to my brother Claymore Rain channel is right there, pinned up in the chat. Click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up right there in the chat. Click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned right there in the chat. Also, subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed here, and make sure you hit the like button most of all. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button. And tomorrow we will be back on.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
Same bat time, same bat channel. We will see y'all tomorrow. We appreciate y'all coming through, starting up, holding us down. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So what we got for y'all. Chris Legg, my brother, been a channel member for 9 months. He says, shout out to Carl watching the stream with us while we have a B-Day dinner. Salute to Carl. Much love. Drop the bombs on Carl, Clay. Happy birthday, great brother Carl. Much love, much blessings to the brother Carl, man. Happy birthday.
Sorry.
Enjoy your birthday. Have many, many more, Carl. We appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your dinner, great brother.
Lawrence, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10:45. I don't know if that's about me or not. So I see you said 10 a.m. Eastern. That's not what it is. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10:45 a.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we will see y'all mañana.
Mañana. Peace.
Peace. Oh, I was just about to end it, Alan Maddox. Salute my brother, Ready to Rumble, a.k.a. Alan Maddox in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. I don't give Ginger Duck no dough. Either he's another cherry-picking duck. I only will pay for Chuck Cucnello versus Bud Benavidez or Berterbiev. Yeah, I get you, brother. Hey, you stand true. Like, hey, bro, you hold it. You're standing on your square. You like, bro, I'm only gonna pay for what's worth being paid for, and I get it, bro. I get it 1,000%, bro. I am not disagreeing with you. You know, not saying you're wrong. Hey, I get it 1,000%, great brother, 1,000%. I understand, bro. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. But I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Much love to each and every one of y'all. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.